It's Monday, May 4th.
We don't think that we're destined to submit to a more transactional, insular, and brutal world. And gatherings such as these point to a better way forward.
Prime Minister Mark Carney takes his seat at the table with European leaders this morning at a summit to talk politics, security, and trade. The battle over the Strait of Hormuz is heating up today, with the U.S. president saying the U.S. will escort ships out today and Iran threatening to attack if they do.
I'm really proud of this group and the fight that they brought, not just in the game tonight, but the whole series and the whole season.
Toronto Raptors fall in Game 7. We've also got highlights of the PA Raiders, the new WHL East champs. We're back with more Your Morning Saskatchewan in just a minute. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Daryl just accused me of saying that I was going to say, May the 4th be with you.
Just did it.
No, but I was going to say it's Met Gala Monday.
It is Met Gala Monday. So we're going to get a barrage of texts this long about everybody's outfits tonight.
Yeah, it's...
Who did crimes against fashion.
You are going to want to silence your phone. If I am in your contacts, silence your phone tonight.
No, just double it up. Put it real loud. 6:01, let's get to news. We begin with the war in Iran and gas prices soaring across North America. There's a new plan today to help oil tankers safely exit the Strait of Hormuz. Lyle Nomoy with that.
Good morning. Gas prices have soared 35 cents in the last week alone. President Trump's plan, set to start today, will help guide ships through the strait from countries that are not involved in the war, all in hopes of allowing oil and other products to pass through. New reports of a tanker hit by projectiles near the Strait of Hormuz hours after another vessel was reportedly attacked by small boats. The incident's coming as President Trump announces Project Freedom, a U.S. military plan starting today that will offer what's being described as a defensive umbrella. ABC News senior Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez.
The defensive shield would essentially provide cover, air cover, some kind of ballistic missile defense for any ships transiting through or out of the Strait of Hormuz, without actually the U.S. providing any escort ships like destroyers.
Ships have been stuck, unwilling to move because of safety concerns, but also because insurance companies have refused to insure them. Peace talks are at a deadlock. Here at home, the national average of gas is now $4.45 a gallon. The West Coast already paying well over $5. The president dismissing critics on affordability and rising prices amid the war.
I come into office and I say, wow, look at how high these prices are. And the Democrats start screaming, affordability, affordability. They're the ones that caused the problem. I'll tell you one thing, they got one good line of
Experts are warning of a second wave of war-related inflation, which could see groceries, medicine, beauty products, and clothing get even more expensive, not just because of transportation costs, but because of the higher costs of packaging and materials derived from petroleum, like polyester and nylon for clothes. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
The town of Leader, Saskatchewan will pause drawing water from the South Saskatchewan River due to a fuel spill near Medicine Hat. The town says on social media that the affected water was expected to reach the town's intake yesterday. The community reservoir is full, according to the Post, and did not require water to be drawn until that contamination had safely passed. Let's turn our attention to Jeremy Dodge. A lot happening in your neck of the woods, sir.
Yeah, we have a couple things from North Battleford this morning. A man is facing second-degree murder charges after being arrested on the weekend. 21-year-old Tyson Comer wanted in connection with the death of 36-year-old Tyson Mosquito, whose body was found in an alley in North Battleford last Thursday. The police put out a warrant for Comer and laid charges of second-degree murder. He was picked up at a home in Cut Knife on Saturday morning. Now, one man is in custody after a bear spray incident at a North Battleford church yesterday. Police responding to St. Paul's Anglican Church in North Battleford at about 10:40 a.m. after calls someone discharged bear spray inside. Officers arrived to find a man being held by people inside the hallway of the church. He was arrested, bear spray seized at the scene. 25 people, including children, were affected by the bear spray, and EMS treated those impacted at the scene, and investigation is underway. And a man wanted on a Canada-wide warrant was among a group of 3 people arrested in Stanley Mission last week. Police called to a medical clinic in the community Thursday after a 26-year-old man arrived with serious stab wounds. Police soon got a report of a second injured man at a house where they found a 29-year-old man with serious stab wounds. And then 2 more injured men aged 52 and 35 arrived at the clinic. Stanley Mission RCMP arrested 31-year-old Dylan Seawap, 26-year-old Thomasina Seawap, and 29-year-old Logan Anthony Wood. They have been charged with forcible confinement, aggravated assault, and robbery. And Wood was wanted on a Canada-wide warrant for being unlawfully at large. All right, Daryl, several communities around the Edmonton area keeping watch on wildfires.
The wildfire alert, Jeremy, sent out Saturday night for the village of Sandy Beach.
We have 3 permanent structures that are burnt to the ground. One was a year-round residence, the other 2 were just summer cottages, and a 4th one that had exterior damage on it.
Several buildings were damaged. The fire stopped growing by Sunday morning and the alert had been canceled later in the day. However, some people from Samson Cree Nation were urged to leave their homes last night. This as Leduc and Parkland counties are still under a wildfire alert. That means people could be ready to go at a moment's notice. Some federal public workers will be back in the office 5 days a week starting today. Executives are now required to work on site 5 days, while all other federal employees in the core public service will need to be in the office 4 days a week come July. One of the issues, though, has been inadequate office space. Public Service and Procurement Canada says it's working to address any issues with the new on-site presence and office space. In a statement, Public Services and Procurement Canada says the government does not anticipate any challenges in accommodating workers within existing office space. All federal employees are currently required to be in office for a minimum of 3 days a week. No one was seriously injured when a United Airlines plane clipped a light pole and hit a truck while coming in for a landing in New Jersey. Stop what you're doing and take a look at this. The plane made contact with the pole on the New Jersey Turnpike as it approached Newark International Airport, and New Jersey State Police say the landing, here's the shot you want to see, on the underside of the plane was also in contact with that truck on the left-hand side of your screen. The light pole then struck that Jeep. It was on the highway. The driver of the truck was taken to hospital with minor injuries, and the airline says none of the passengers or crew were hurt. The National Transportation Safety Board is now investigating and has directed United to provide the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder for investigation. Saskatoon's pop culture convention, PopCon, returned over the weekend. This year saw a steady increase, according to organizers, in attendance and entertainment. Visitors could take part in a number of things, including cosplay and contests, get their photos with the celebrity. This is the 2nd year of PopCon, and organizers say it's growing steadily.
There was previous iterations of PopCon, which were mildly successful. Last year was the first year we branded it that name. Took off, we've grown, and yeah, we're bigger than better than ever.
This year was also immediately planned to follow Calgary's iteration of the event, so many regulars from the convention were able to make their way up to Saskatoon. BMO hosted the annual Walk So Kids Can Talk Sunday.
3, 4, 5, let's walk!
The annual event raises money for Kids Help Phone, which is a free support line for children and youth struggling with mental health issues. 5-kilometer walks were hosted across the country, which saw more than 14,000 Canadians involved.
Since 2020, there's been an increase in need for the Kids Help Phone. The Kids Help Phone has had many contacts, and 75% of the youth say that they've told somebody something that they've never told anybody before.
Saskatoon's Walk was hosted by the fabulous Chantel Sanders, is host of the CTV Saskatoon News at 6, and Jeff Rogstad, who you see on this program all the time. The Montreal Canadiens have come out on top, beating the Tampa Lightning in Game 7. Montreal is now the only Canadian team left in the playoffs. They haven't made it this far since 2021. The Habs were outshot in the game 29-9. At one point, they didn't have a shot on goal for 21 minutes, if you can believe it. But they do advance. They will take on the Buffalo Sabres starting Wednesday. Let's give people a chance to win some money this morning, Kayleen.
Yeah, let's brighten them up before we dim that shine with a look at the weather. So wake up and win with CTV, your morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is money. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter money with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for You. All right, taking a look outside, not quite as bright and sunny as what we were taking a look at on Friday. We're also talking about some higher winds this morning, pretty similar to what we saw yesterday. A very gusty day for our weekend. 3 degrees right now, though, to wake us up in Regina. So a nice start to the day. The issue is going to be into the afternoon hours. We just don't see the temperatures going up very much. It's going to be below the seasonal average really all across the province today. In Saskatoon, 1 degree. Taking a look at those roads, they're looking dry this morning. We are seeing a lot of clouds up in the sky, though. If we were able to see the sky right now, we do have winds coming in at 26 kilometers per hour, so not quite as strong as down in the south, but still elevated from what we're used to this time of day. And that trend is going to continue on into the afternoon. Stronger winds down south. However, Saskatoon is going to be seeing some gusts as well this afternoon. Let's take a look at just how much. So all those areas lighting up in the yellow colors, even some areas with the red color popping up. Going to be a very gusty day. We're seeing a lot of these numbers peaking in the mid-50s kilometer per hour mark. So be prepared for that. Up north, we're seeing more of that blue color, so lower wind speeds in the northern part of the province today, but many areas in central and southern Saskatchewan seeing a lot of those gusts this afternoon. Radar and satellite showing that we did see quite a bit of precipitation in the province to finish our Sunday and overnight into this morning. Let's take a look now at current conditions out there. All that purple on the screen indicating that we are seeing just a little bit of some light flurries. Of course, they're not sticking because we are seeing some of those positive temperatures. Into the afternoon, we see more of that green color popping up in the southwest corner of the province around Swift Current. So we do see some very light drizzle on the radar that is on the way this afternoon. Into overnight, we see again more of those very, very light flurries. It's not a large system that's popping up. It's kind of stopping and going, very scattered and broken up. And we're seeing more of that cloud cover in the coming days towards eastern Saskatchewan. Into Tuesday, later into the afternoon, we don't see a lot of precipitation, but again, more of that cloud cover towards the east. Today's forecast with those temperatures, again, looking far below that seasonal average. For Saskatoon and Regina, it's right around 16 degrees that we typically are seeing, not anywhere close to that. 6 degrees expected for the Battlefords, Prince Albert, Saskatoon and Regina today. 4 degrees for Yorkton. Joining at 6 degrees will be Weyburn and Estevan. And just above that, 7 degrees for Moose Jaw and Swift Current. Well, in case you missed it, you're not going to want to get on this bus if you're in a hurry. So this is Switzerland's bus to nowhere. Line 0 runs on the city's Baden's transit network, but it has no set route. People can get on and off as they like. Inside the bus, they're encouraged to talk, sing, interact. It's a project from a pair of conceptual artists designed to boost social connection. There were some people who got on the bus without knowing it was art. Most of them ended up having a good time.
That would be me. I would walk up and what did I just get myself into?
So you just get on a bus, you see a bus, and you're like, I'm just going to get on it.
Jeremy, buy a bus and bring this to Saskatoon. I could just see you got no chapeau on, driving the bus around town.
Hey, I would get on. It's fun.
Yes.
Jeff Rogstad could lead the choir in the back.
Oh, we would have the best time.
That would be fun. Let's get to our question of the day.
All right, so today is a very real problem for me, the question of the day. We're asking you today, what is something you always forget to do? And this is because 17 minutes ago, when our show started, I had not picked a question of the day because I always forget to do it. So I didn't even look at the national dates today. I just threw it in as, what is something you always forget? It drives producer Nathan crazy. Every day at 6 o'clock, I say, oh, I forgot to pick a question of the day.
For as long as I've been on the show, which is 108 years, we always say, you know, we should do this the day before, and then we won't have to do this in the morning. Never do.
And then we don't.
Never do. Jeremy, what's something you always forget to do?
I don't know. I try to live my life by a rigid routine, as I'm sure you may have encountered upon my last coming back to this show 2 years ago. Trying to install new things in me is very tough. I can't think of anything offhand. Something I forget to do. I read the question and I thought it was something you forget.
Well, you can also forget to bring something. You forget your keys. You forget. I forgot my makeup kit when I left the house this morning, and I had to go back for it.
Every time I forget something, it's in the bathroom. I don't know why it's always there. Scan the QR code. Let us know. We got health news coming up.
U.S. futures whipsawed and crude oil spiked higher as tensions flared up in the Middle East, taking the focus off a run of strong earnings by mega-cap tech companies. Oil shot up, stocks dropped after Iran's Fars agency claimed 2 missiles hit an American patrol boat, only to see the declines ease on the U.S. denying a ship had been hit. This is just another dip that investors will want to buy into, said David Kruk, head of trading at La Financière de l'Echiquier in Paris. eBay shares rose early Monday after video game retailer GameStop proposed to acquire the e-commerce company in a cash and stock deal worth about $55.5 billion. GameStop, which became a so-called meme stock during a 2021 retail frenzy that drove sharp gains in shares, jumped today on the news. As we mentioned, eBay did too. American Airlines, United, and Delta are rolling out measures to support passengers impacted by Spirit Airlines' recent suspension of operations. American says it has launched rescue fares on overlapping Spirit routes. That's just one of the deals being offered for people stranded. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
The 4th of May, for many, it's just another day, but for others, it is so much more. And Mike Ziona is at the Broadway Theater this morning. Mike, may the 4th be with you.
And may the 4th be with you as well, Jeremy Dodge, because we are here on May the 4th with Heidi Fisher at the Broadway Theater with the Schizophrenia Society of Saskatchewan, the Saskatoon chapter, because tonight is the show of hope. Tell me about what's happening.
Absolutely. So tonight we have our fundraiser. So we're doing a showing of a Star Wars movie. This year it's The Phantom Menace. Doors open at 6 and you can come in and get your photos with the 501st. And then we also have a raffle, and then the show starts at 7.
Fantastic. Love that. And now, May the 4th, obviously, the Star Wars connection is there. And if you don't know what that is all about, then you better Google it and figure it out very quickly. Lines up very nicely with Mental Health Week.
Yeah, so this week is Mental Health Week. It's just kind of a week to remind folks, to take care of their mental health, what resources are out there, and so it's just kind of an extra fun event that we're doing during that week.
Love that. Now, this is the 4th year that you guys have run a different kind of event on May the 4th here at the Broadway Theater. How has it been going? What kind of reaction have you gathered?
It's been really great. I consider myself a bit of a nerd, and so I love hanging out with my fellow nerds, and so that's really fun. But it's really great too. It's just given us a lot of awareness of the society, and then it just helps us raise a little bit of funds as well.
Which is cool, and kind of maybe branch out to different people that might not know about some of the work that you guys are doing as an organization here, because this is open for anybody.
Yeah, anybody can come. They can grab their tickets online at the Broadway Theater website, or if they want to show up tonight, and they can get their tickets then too.
Perfect, and I'm assuming costumes are encouraged.
They're almost mandatory.
You can read between the lines, Jeremy, but dress up appropriately if you're going to come check it out. Again, lots of stuff going on around the film, but showtime, 7 p.m. right here at the Broadway Theater.
All right, Mike, time to fire up the lightsaber. We'll check back in with you later in the hour.
Your school day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we're at 2 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. Those winds are going up, though in Saskatoon, 1 degree. Although we're seeing those nice positive temperatures to start the day, they're not going to be going up too much by lunchtime or final bell. By that lunchtime hour, both cities at that 5-degree temperature, and by final bell, both cities at those expected daytime highs of 6 degrees. Winds could be fluctuating between 45 to 50 kilometers per hour. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices. In Regina, the common price, $189.9. That is up from last month. You might be able to find it for as low as $175.9. In Saskatoon, the average price also $189.9. You might be able to find it for as low as $184.9. In the farm markets now, we find the street price of canola at $692.33 per ton. The futures price $745.60 per ton. Amber durum wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat at $293.68 per ton. The Canadian dollar is up this morning. It's at 73.66 cents US. Coming up in about 10 minutes, cast a line with our fishing expert Jason Matity. He's in studio. Stay with us.
Good morning. It is 6:30. We begin with the Prime Minister announcing more money this morning to support Ukraine's military.
You have all of Canada behind you, standing with the people of Ukraine. We are pleased that today we were able to add to our commitment.
Mark Carney says Canada will contribute $270 million to help Ukraine secure military supplies from the NATO list. That brings Canada's total financial support for Ukraine up to $25.8 billion. Prime Minister Carney is in Armenia this morning for the European Political Community Summit. It's a meeting that started after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Canada is the first non-European country to be invited.
Strong personal view that as the international order will be rebuilt, but it will be rebuilt out of Europe. And so I'm very appreciative of the symbolism of this invitation. Thank you.
Prime Minister Carney is also meeting with world leaders on the sidelines of the summit. He led with the leaders of Armenia and Poland yesterday, set to meet with the prime ministers of Italy and Spain today. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling out the prime minister's latest trip and had this to say about Carney's comments that Canada won't leverage its energy resources during trade disagreements with the U.S.
We can offer in the negotiations to build up our resources in a way that helps our continental security, that keeps both of us safe, strong, and rich.
The Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade agreement is up for review, as you know, this summer, and Canada and the U.S. have yet to push ahead with formal talks, even though the U.S. and Mexico have started. Some political watchers say Ottawa may be holding off, waiting to see if Democrats can take over Congress in the U.S. midterms in November. There's been a deadly outbreak of a rare rodent virus on board a cruise ship in the Atlantic. 3 people on board the ship in the Atlantic are dead, and another 3 are receiving medical care after a suspected hantavirus outbreak. The vessel departed Argentina 3 weeks ago, bound for Cape Verde, and is now anchored in the Atlantic Ocean as the World Health Organization coordinates medical evacuations. Hantavirus is carried by rodents and can cause fatal respiratory illness in humans. Flooding has become a major problem throughout the province in recent days.
Just in the last 24 hours, the lakes have gone up a lot. There's tons of water running in the ditches in a lot of places, and I think we're still just kind of at the beginning of this. There's a whole lot of water still coming from further up north, so it's going to be interesting for the next little bit, and I think it's going to be, it's going to be a challenge to kind of keep everybody safe and keep all the properties safe out.
of Shellbrook declared a local state of emergency due to rapidly rising runoff from snowmelt. It's one of several communities across the province currently dealing with the issue. On Sunday, members of the Royal Canadian Navy, Royal Canadian Air Force, and those connected to the naval community gathered at the HMCS Queen in Regina to honor the 81st anniversary of the Battle of the Atlantic. The Battle of the Atlantic was the longest continuous campaign of the Second World War and began on September 3rd, 1939 with the sinking of the USS Athena by German submarine U-30.
It's our responsibility to keep their memory alive. And that is why ceremonies like this today matter. For our veterans, they honor service given. For our sailors, they remind us of a standard that we inherit. For cadets, show us a history that's not too distant.
The Battle of the Atlantic lasted over 2,000 days and claimed the lives of more than 2,200 sailors, 900 aircrew, and 1,700 Canadian Merchant Navy sailors. Shoppers lined up early to try to get their hands on the latest internet craze. There it is. Some of them lined up at 7:30 a.m. for the store's 10 a.m. opening. What were they looking for? The Neato. It's a kind of stress relief toy that's gotten huge in popularity thanks to TikTok.
We got here around 7:50. It was pretty long. We were probably around like the little curve down there.
Now I have 6.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, the Dream Drops.
Why is that your favorite?
Because they feel super nice.
Store doesn't anticipate demand to go down anytime soon.
Well, it's a sport that, of course, is sensitive to the weather, and when it's nice, everybody wants to get out, and a lot of stepping. We've maybe put a little weight on over the winter, and we want to take that off now, and a lot of walkers come out, and everybody's just anxious to get out there and play some golf.
Golf courses are open. This is the Wildwood Golf Course where they were fully booked. The Prince Albert Raiders are WHL Eastern Conference champions.
Switzer, he's out to play the puck, feeds it quickly back up the boards. Rudolph cuts it off, it deflects in.
The Raiders exploded for 5 goals in the second period in Game 6 last night in Medicine Hat to beat the Tigers 7-6. Raiders win the series 4-2. Prince Albert will now take on the Everett Silvertips in the WHL final. Our attention turns to the weather picture and all that wind out there. Oh boy.
Yeah, it was a windy weekend. We're moving into another windy day today. We're going to be seeing some very strong wind gusts, especially down south today, peaking around 55 kilometers per hour in some places. We're also talking about those temperatures taking a nosedive today compared to what we saw over the weekend when it was a little bit more close to that seasonal average. Today, it's going to be far below that seasonal average. Out there this morning to start, though, not so bad. Still seeing a little bit of that pink color up north, so indicating some cooler temperatures around Stony Rapids, -9. -2 in La Ronge, -6 in South End. 0 degrees, though, in Prince Albert, Nipawin, and Hudson Bay, so not so bad to start the day. A little bit warmer down south, 3 degrees already in Moose Jaw, 2 degrees in Assiniboia, 2 degrees in Estevan, 0 degrees over in Yorkton. Into the afternoon, though, we're not really seeing a lot of those temperatures get a lot warmer. 6 degrees expected in a lot of places today. The Battleford, Saskatoon, Prince Albert, Regina, Weyburn, and Estevan, but again, you're seeing a lot more of that wind down south. Yorkton, cooler this afternoon, 4 degrees, 7 degrees for Moose Jaw and Swift Current. Let's take a look at how normal this is. The average in Regina for this time of year is 16.3 degrees, and the average in Saskatoon is 16.1 degrees. Last year on this day, May 4th, it was a lot warmer, especially through the south. Regina reached 29.2 degrees. They almost broke that record that was set in 1918. It came down to those decimal points. That record was 29.4 degrees. Last year in Saskatoon, reaching 21.5 degrees on this day, in the record back in the year 1918 as well. That was 30.0 degrees. Enjoyed that sunshine today, though. For what we're going to be seeing, it's going to be going down in Regina around 8:23 p.m. and Saskatoon 8:37 p.m. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. Tomorrow is also going to be below that average, 6 degrees again tomorrow. Seeing some wind gusts tomorrow as well, not quite as strong as what we're seeing today, but it is going to be elevated. 10 degrees by Wednesday with that sunshine, 14 degrees by Thursday, up to 17 by Friday, and then dropping slightly for your weekend. 16 degrees expected for your Saturday and Sunday. In Saskatoon, a little bit warmer tomorrow, up to 8 degrees, 11 degrees by Wednesday, 16 by Thursday. A bit more cloud cover moving in for your Friday on our radar, 18 degrees, down to 16 by Saturday and 17 degrees by Sunday.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Sunday. We're going to head to Denver with the Avalanche taking on the Wild in Game 1 of their second-round series. And check out Vladimir Tarasenko. On the partial break, he pulls off a beautiful dangle, undressing Scott Wedgwood with the Forsberg. The 34-year-old forward gets his second of the postseason in style and earns your must-see moment from Sunday. And tonight, we've got action from the NBA playoffs. It's Game 1 of the second round between the 76ers and Knicks. It all gets underway at 7:30 p.m. Eastern across the TSN network. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
The official fishing season south of Prince Albert's area opens Monday, May 5th, and May 4th, rather. And now you should know one person super excited about that is Jason Madady of getfishing.ca. Jason, thank you so much for doing this. What do I need to know to get ready? You've got some stuff in front of us.
Yeah, you bet. First of all, apologies on the script. It's Tuesday, May 5th is the right day, not today, so it'd be tomorrow. Really, what you need to do, you got to have your license, and you got to have a rod and reel combo. But I really like this time of year for a lot of reasons. Number one, winter's over, even though it doesn't feel like it today.
Yeah, it's a little windy. You call this the great equalizer, though. Why?
Well, because the shore angler has as great a chance of success as the boat angler, sometimes even a greater chance of success, Daryl, and that's because the fish are in shallow. That's where the food chain, when it eventually does warm up and becomes summer-like, that's where the food chain begins.
So what do I need to reel in the big one here?
Well, one of the things that I love at this time of year is carp fishing. Now, not everybody has access to carp. You need to be near the Qu'Appelle River, the Assiniboine River system as well, but they're a lot of fun to catch. Excuse me. And also at the same time, if you're along the river systems like North-South Saskatchewan River System, you can get into lots of walleyes, pike, quite a variety of species, even some sturgeon.
So you've got a standard hook in your left hand there, and then you've got a couple of flashy. How do I know what to use when?
Yeah, well, when it comes to carp and the river fishing that you might do in maybe the Battlefords through Saskatoon, even up towards Prince Albert, you want to have what's called a still rig or a picker rig. You can buy these commercially. They basically have a giant weight on the bottom, kind of like I'm using in the video here, and a couple of hooks that are tied up. You can buy them commercially, as I say, they're called a picker rig, but you load them up with bait, Daryl, you throw the hook out there, and you let it sit and you wait for a bite.
Double the chances here.
Absolutely. You can fish two, I can even think you can add more than 2 hooks, but 2's manageable.
Yep.
And you just wait for a bite, set the hook, and reel the fish in.
And these aren't as flashy as some of the other things we might use.
No, like the bigger spoons.
We're not using the 5 diameter. We're not using the flashing dash.
You can use those, and you can certainly, you know, if the water's a little bit clear, but lots of times with the flooding we've been having, the water's a little bit stirred up. So you sometimes have to wait for a bite. Their strike zone, they can't see things quite as well when things are muddied up.
If I'm just starting, what do I go with here?
Well, I recommend the combo that you have, Daryl. That's about a 6 to 8 pound test. You can throw some decent sized lures. That's the line on it, and sort of medium action rod. It bends pretty easily, but you've got lots of different lure types you can throw at that and catch a variety of species. But if you're going to river fish, where you got lots of wood, lots of debris, lots of current rocks, you want to beef it up. Like I got 50-pound braid on here, and if I get snagged, I can rip this out of a lot of things and get my rig back. And if you get a bigger fish like a sturgeon on the Saskatchewan River system, you're going to have a chance of landing it, and you're not going to break off and leave hooks in the poor fish.
We only got a couple of minutes here to talk about this, but he's got videos on this website, and he also does all sorts of seminars throughout the course of the year. You can get all that information at getfishing.ca.
YQR Pole Academy, a hub for those looking to build strength and confidence through the art of pole dance. And this morning, Janelle Lippi is giving it her best shot. Good morning, Janelle.
That's right. Lots of fun here today. I've got Danielle and Rhonda with me. We are going to get a little interactive with it, but before we get into that, let's talk about what the Academy is all about. What are the values?
So here at YQR Pole Academy, we are actually celebrating 4 years. We're all about unleashing your confidence with every move, and we just want to make it a fun experience for everybody. We accept everyone. We're a very diverse community. And it's just, we want to enjoy it and have the best time.
All right, and it is beginner friendly as well, very inclusive. Tell me a little bit about what those classes look like.
Yeah, so we start off with a beginner series. You learn the basics and the fundamentals. You learn the strength and the confidence. We get all sorts of different people come in, some with fitness backgrounds, some without. We teach you so that you feel good about being in your own body and moving. So we start you off with beginner, and then you can work your way up into intermediate and advanced.
All right, so really anybody can be a part of it. Now, Rhonda, let's talk events. What do you guys do outside of the studio?
Currently, we're going to be at the Cathedral Arts Festival, so you can see us busking. And then we do have a couple of us that will be competing at Pole Theatre Canada in Saskatoon on June the 5th. And then after that, we do have a couple of shows. We have one at the Performing Arts Centre on June 20th, so come check us out.
All right, lots of fun. And for somebody who's watching, who's maybe on the fence about joining, what piece of advice would you give them?
Just do it. Just don't worry about things like not having the strength or not having a fitness background. Everybody starts as a beginner when they come here, and we'll get you there. We do, and you can ask some of our students, or if you know somebody in the community that has done pole dancing. The first class, it's just nerve-wracking, but after that, they love it. You get hooked really quickly.
All right, well, I'm about to get hooked too. I'm going to do some warm-ups, and we're going to practice some moves to impress you all with.
West Nile virus is a mosquito-borne illness that can affect the brain and nervous system. It's spread to humans through the bite of an infected house or northern house mosquito. Most people, around 70 to 80%, won't show symptoms, but about 1 in 5 may experience fever, headache, body aches, or rash. In rare cases, less than 1%, the virus can cause life-threatening neurological problems, including meningitis or paralysis. To protect yourself, use an EPA-approved insect repellent. Wear long sleeves in light colors, and avoid outdoor activity at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are the most active. To minimize the number of pesky bloodsuckers, eliminate pools of standing water around your home and make sure window screens are intact. There's no vaccine or specific treatment, so prevention is key. You can find more information about West Nile and other mosquito-borne diseases at cdc.gov. With this Medical Minute, I'm Rena Roy.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
All right, it's time for your Monday morning weather or not. Your question today is, in Newfoundland, what is a growler? Is it a small iceberg, a strong gust of wind, a blizzard, an empty cod net, or a moose in heat? What do you think?
I was up until I saw the question. I was going to say that I thought it was a beer.
Yeah.
But then I saw the answers.
What you buy beer in?
Jeremy, what do you think?
It's iceberg. I've heard this.
It's iceberg. I'm gonna. Okay. Well, you sound confident, so I'll go with you. I was going to eliminate moose in heat pretty quickly.
I guess I can't trick you guys. It is a small iceberg. A growler is a small, nimble iceberg that makes a grumbling noise as it moves through ice. Growlers can be born small or can melt from larger icebergs and are sometimes called roly-poly.
Oh, I bet they like that.
Why does it growl? Interesting.
It's May 4th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated happy birthday going out to Ken. You may know him as Spider, founding member of a Canadian rock band, Streetheart. We hope you had a stellar birthday, Ken. A big happy birthday also going out to Haley. She's turning 19 years old. We hope your birthday is the best one yet. A ton of love coming to you from your mom. Also sending happy birthday wishes out to Jamie. She's turning 31 years old today. We hope your birthday is a great one. With love from your grandparents, Frank and Connie. And last but not least, happy birthday to Doug, doing his favorite pastime here, fishing. Your family is sending you a lot of love for your special day.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
Chase, oh, look at this. Chase didn't even bother to show up to work today. My goodness. Or else he got a lot handsomer. What's going on, Brandon?
Thank you. I think he blew an Achilles with the glow pitch over the weekend at the Highland Curling Club. There was a bunch of 40-year-olds drinking rum and running around in the dark with glow-in-the-dark bats. So I'm surprised nobody else got hurt. So he'll be fine. He'll be back tomorrow. I'm here, right yeah, there it is, right there. Maybe you can see me lying in the corner crying. I was so scared of the dark. Anyways, it was a lot of fun. Today, we are switching things up, and we're going to give you some money. Oh, look at this. Money. $5,000 worth. Well, we're going to start with $500 in the pot at 7:40. Name that sound is back. We're going to give you a chance to win. If you don't get the guess, we're going to put $50 into the pot. We keep going until we find the sound. So 7:40 and 4:40 this afternoon. 2 chances every day this week to name that sound. We're going to put the incorrect guesses on our website. Make sure you check it to win.
Yeah, people pay attention to instruction all the time. I know that about. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
No. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Star Wars fans know May the 4th is special, and so does Prop Store, which is offering collectibles from the franchise in 2 current auctions. This Stormtrooper helmet from 2019's The Rise of Skywalker is part of the online entertainment memorabilia auction, as is this Resistance bomb from 2017's The Last Jedi. The collectible posters auction includes this Empire Strikes Back quad poster from the UK and this rare Russian 3-panel poster for the franchise. Info on both auctions at propstoreauction.com, and may the 4th be with you.
There's nobody smarter.
Just because the eyes are so dull doesn't mean that there's not a machinery of wheels clicking away.
There's nobody funnier.
Martin Short gets the documentary treatment in Marty, Life is Short. The film digs deep into archival footage, charting the Emmy and Tony-winning comedian's triumphs and tragedies. Marty, Life is Short debuts May 12th on Netflix. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
You can learn just about anything on the YouTube, but as this mom found out, it doesn't necessarily mean you're good at it. Oh, Marissa, the old bowl cuts.
No.
Let's see the reveal.
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's just shave the rest of it off.
Hey, lay low for a while.
Just get rid of the rest of it. Call it a day. Yikes.
Oh, and the before. Oh,
he was doing so fine.
That poor kid. Okay.
It's not even a bowl, it's a colander. Wasn't it a strainer?
Yeah.
Come on.
Use a bowl next time.
Come on.
Okay. Well, there's a fresh and furry face at the Toronto Zoo. Take a look. The zoo announced a brand new Bactrian, I think I'm saying that right, camel calf, was born last Thursday morning. This one stood up after about 2 hours. The zoo says moments like this highlight how important wildlife conservation is. A Bactrian camel is actually critically endangered, so what great news.
Oh, and he's very popular, I hear, on Wednesday. Hump day!
Oh, I looked at you like, what do you mean?
I stalled too. I had no clue where
That's a good
that
one.
I gotcha. We're back after this. It's Monday, May 4th.
We will continue to work and find ways to work together to strengthen your struggle and to ensure peace when it comes, and it will come.
The Prime Minister announcing more money for Ukraine.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing hit that.
A United Airlines plane hit a pole and a truck as it came in for a landing in New Jersey.
Blitzer, he's out to play the puck, feeds it quickly back up the boards. Rudolph cuts it off, it deflects in off the skates.
And the PA Raiders are heading to the WHL final. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Monday.
I'm a little conflicted about that. I love the PA Raiders. I think they're doing great things, but I grew up watching the Medicine Hat Tigers.
Oh, well, you got to pick. Pick right now, live on television.
Pick now. Pick now.
Pick now.
Pick now. I'm going to not pick the wind.
Yeah, no, we won't pick the wind.
Wow.
Carried over from the weekend. It's going to be a gusty day today and cool, too. Those temperatures have fallen.
You're cool. Let's get to news. Let's start with the Middle East, where tensions are rising right now. Reports out of the Iranian areas say this morning that Iran's Navy prevented American warships from entering the Strait of Hormuz and that 2 missiles hit a U.S. warship. A senior U.S. official denies an American ship was struck by Iranian missiles. Iran had warned the U.S. forces earlier today not to enter the key waterway after the president vowed to get vessels moving once again. He says the U.S. would start guiding stranded ships out of the strait today. According to the International Maritime Organization, about 20,000 crew members on 2,000 stranded ships have been stuck at the strait since the U.S.-Israeli war began. Meantime, Iran says it received a U.S. response to its latest peace proposal. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson says Tehran is reviewing the response while accusing Washington of complicating the diplomatic process to end the war. No details of the U.S. response were released. The U.S. has not confirmed that it has replied. Town of Leader, Saskatchewan, pausing drawing water from the South Saskatchewan due to a fuel spill near Medicine Hat, Alberta. Town says on social media that the affected water was expected to reach the town's intake yesterday. The community reservoir, they say, is full. That's according to the Post. Did not require any water to be drawn until that contamination safely passed. Let's get to Jeremy Dodge. A few things going on in North Battleford.
Yeah, the northern part of the province active over the weekend. One man facing second-degree murder charges in North Battleford after being arrested. 21-year-old Tyson Cummer wanted in connection with the death of 36-year-old Tyson Mosquito, who was found injured in an alley behind a home in North Battleford last Tuesday. He later died in hospital. Police put out a warrant for Cummer and laid charges of second-degree murder. He was picked up at a home in Cut Knife on Saturday morning. And one man is in custody after a bear spray incident at a North Battleford church yesterday. Police responded to St. Paul's Anglican Church in North Battleford 10:40 a.m. Sunday morning after calls that someone discharged bear spray inside. Officers arrived to find a man being held by people inside a hallway of the church. He was arrested, bear spray seized at the scene. 25 people, including children, were affected by the bear spray, and EMS treated those impacted at the scene. An investigation is underway. Well, Daryl, there are parts of the prairies starting to worry about wildfires this morning.
Yeah, wildfire alert sent out Saturday night for the village of Sandy Beach, Alberta.
3 permanent structures that are burnt to the ground. One was a year-round residence. The other 2 were just summer cottages. And a 4th one that had exterior damage on it.
Several buildings were damaged. The fire stopped growing by Sunday morning and the alert was canceled later in the day. However, some people from Samson Cree Nation were urged to leave their homes last night. This as Leduc and Parkland counties are still under wildfire alerts. That means people should be ready to go at any time. No one was seriously hurt when a United Airlines plane clipped a light pole and then a truck coming in for a landing in New Jersey. Take a look at your screen. The plane made contact with the pole on the New Jersey Turnpike as it approached Newark International. And New Jersey State Police say the landing tire and underside hit this truck. Take a look. There it comes on your screen. Scary stuff. And it hit that Jeep on the highway. The driver was taken to hospital with minor injuries. The airline says none of the passengers or crew were hurt. The National Transportation Safety Board is now investigating and have directed United to hand over the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data from that plane. Saskatoon's pop culture and comic book convention returned to Prairieland Park over the weekend. PopCon YXE brought in crowds from all over the province and beyond. Hallie Mandrick reports.
I'm looking for a droid. Seen any droids?
Crazy characters, your favorite superheroes, along with games and entertainment. PopCon had it all in Saskatoon this weekend, and the event has quickly grown in its 2 years.
There was previous iterations of PopCon, which were mildly successful. Last year was the first year we branded it that name. Took off, we've grown, and yeah, we're bigger than better than ever.
This year saw a steady increase in attendance and entertainment. For those who have been around for the various iterations of the event, it's promising to see the convention grow within Saskatoon.
It's gotten real big. I've noticed it's really incredible how people are. I'm just glad they're able to still have this.
This year's PopCon was also strategically timed to follow Calgary's version of the event, which means that talents like makeup artist Amanda Tozer can showcase their work to more fans across different provinces.
My fun part is when I hear the blood-curdling screams and then I'm like, yay, I did my job, right? And here at these expos, people want to see the magic and they want to see the creatures and they want to have fun with it, right? So I like being a part of that.
And the hours of work that went into Tozer's idea certainly paid off.
We do get a reaction. This is what we do. So we love making the magic and the work. It's an iceberg. So there's 90% of it you don't see. You don't see all the work that comes into this. You see the 10% of the magic.
Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
The Prince Albert Raiders are WHL Eastern Conference champions.
Switzer, he's out to play the puck, feeds it quickly back up the boards. Rudolph cuts it off, it deflects in off the skate.
The Raiders exploded for 5 goals in the second period in Game 6 last night in Medicine Hat to beat the Tigers 7-6. They win the series 4-2. Prince Albert will take on the Everett Silvertips in the final. The Montreal Canadiens have beaten the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 7. Montreal, the only Canadian team to advance to the second round of the playoffs after beating the Tampa Lightning 2-1 last night. For 21 minutes, they didn't even have a shot on goal. They'll face the Buffalo Sabres in round 2 starting on Wednesday. Our attention turns to that code word of the day, Kayleen.
All right, listen up. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is money. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter money with your info for your chance to win. The Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for You. All right, let's turn our attention back outside. Not exactly the sunniest start to the day. We're seeing a whole lot of cloud cover in a lot of places across the province. This is not exclusive to Regina this morning. We are at 2 degrees, so already into those positives. We've been seeing that since about 6 a.m., but not really going to be seeing those temperatures climbing all too much for Regina or Saskatoon today. The highs only 6 degrees for both cities. 2 degrees as well right now to wake you up in Saskatoon. Again, seeing some elevated winds to start the day, and that is going to continue on into your afternoon. So here's a different look at the winds compared to what we saw earlier. This shows you on the left side in the white box is what the winds are actually coming in at, and then the blue box will show you what they will be gusting up to at that time. So we're going to be seeing a lot of that rushing air this afternoon. Could be blowing your hats off the top of your heads this afternoon. All those areas lighting up in yellow, even some areas getting a little bit of that red color. Going to be seeing them at their peak about mid-50s in terms of those gusts in kilometers per hour. Radar and satellite showing that we did see some of that precipitation mainly falling in the form of rain last night and into the overnight hours rather. But then we do see a little bit of flurries popping up towards the eastern border with Manitoba there. And that is what we're continuing to see on the future cast for the current conditions. So yes, we do have a little bit of those flurries. Of course, not going to be sticking around with those temperatures in the positives today. Also into the afternoon, seeing right around Swift Current and areas in the southwest corner, some of that rainfall as well. Nothing crazy. It's not going to be any huge accumulations of precipitation anywhere, but just keep in mind that this is kind of stopping and going on our radar. And it continues on into about Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday's looking pretty clear though. Today's forecast with the temperatures, we mentioned Saskatoon and Regina with that high of 6 degrees. Also joining them at 6 degrees will be the Battlefords, Prince Albert, Weyburn and Estevan. Of course, though, you're seeing that wind icon for a lot of areas down south. Yorkton up to 4 degrees today, 7 degrees for Weyburn and or for Swift Current and for Moose Jaw rather. Now, here's your final look outside to start your day. Again, it's cloudy to start your day, seeing those winds start, and temperatures are into the positives in a lot of places. We're seeing a whole lot of cloud cover in your rural forecast today. Also seeing temperatures below that seasonal average. 6 degrees in Lloydminster today, 6 degrees in Watrous with just a little bit more of that sunshine poking through those clouds. 4 degrees in Wynyard, 7 degrees in Outlook. Down in the south, seeing more of that wind gusts up to about 55 kilometers per hour for a lot of places. 8 degrees in East End, 7 degrees for Rockland, and 5 degrees for Carlisle. Let's take a look at Hanley, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from Sasktel. 6 degrees this afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds and northwest winds coming in up to 45 kilometers per hour.
Let's go back out to Mike Siona now, who is at the Broadway Theatre this morning to kick off Mental Health Week. Mike.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It is Mental Health Week here in Canada, and I'm joined by Heidi Fisher of the Schizophrenia Society of Saskatchewan. We're at the Broadway Theatre because the Show of Hope is tonight. We talked a little bit about the Star Wars spectacular that is coming here, but we want to talk about mental health a little bit more in depth here. Why is it so important to have a week dedicated to mental health in the country?
Yeah, so I think it's just a really good reminder to folks just to be aware of their own mental health, to be aware of what resources are available, as well as, just help to remove any stigma that there is out there against mental health.
Now, there's a bunch of different organizations that work together, which is fantastic. I know here in Saskatchewan specifically, to have your organization to be able to partner with others. What are some of the events that are going on this week in terms of mental health?
Yeah, so tomorrow we have a presentation that we're going to be doing at Alice Turner Library. If you go onto our Facebook, you can see all the details there, and that's open to the public. Anybody can go. And then on Wednesday, CMHA, they're doing their mental health walk and barbecue. So that's where we meet up at City Hall. There's a little speech, and then we walk over to Kinsman Park for a barbecue at 12.
That's fantastic. So a great opportunity for your lunch plans on Wednesday there. Tonight, of course, the Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. This is the 4th time that you've done it, and you're following the sequence, true as can be, right?
You know it. Yep, so we started with the older ones, and now we've gone back to the new old school. Yeah. And so this year, it's The Phantom Menace. So doors open at 6. We've got the folks from the 501st, Rebel Legion, and we have a raffle and movies at 7.
It's very, very cool. It's going to be fun. Come in costume if you're at all interested in doing so, or get a t-shirt, whatever you want. It's pretty cool. And then as far as the Schizophrenia Society, it's not just schizophrenia, any mental illness. If somebody is concerned or wants more information, they could reach out?
Yeah, so then you can always go to our website, schizophrenia.sk.ca, and you'll see all the resources that we have there.
Fantastic. Well, there you go. Mental Health Week kicking off with some Star Wars here at the Broadway Theatre.
May the 4th be with you, Mike. Thanks.
Hi everyone, Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Sunday. We're going to head to Denver with the Avalanche taking on the Wild in Game 1 of their second-round series. And check out Vladimir Tarasenko. On the partial break, he pulls off a beautiful dangle, undressing Scott Wedgwood with the Forsberg. The 34-year-old forward gets his second of the postseason in style and earns your must-see moment from Sunday. And tonight, we've got action from the NBA playoffs. It's Game 1 of the second round between the 76ers and Knicks. It all gets underway at 7:30 p.m. Eastern across the TSN network. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
People living on what's being called Australia's most beautiful street are fed up with all the people coming to check out their slice of heaven. Gerringong is about 2 hours outside of Sydney, and Tasmanian Drive is a centerpiece to it. Small town is seaside, making it pretty picturesque. Of course, influencers and selfie hunters have been flocking there, upsetting the people who, try to call that home. They're now looking to try to turn that street into a one-way in an attempt to stop people from stopping in the middle of the road to take pictures. Others are a little more direct, leaving their sprinklers on their lawns when it's busy, just firing out into the crowds.
Oh. I mean, it's beautiful, and I get wanting to keep your slice of heaven to yourself. It's absolutely gorgeous. But hey, this is Mother Earth. It's for everyone.
Sharing is caring. I don't know. Get off my lawn. Get off my street. Question of the day.
Gate it off if there's an issue, man.
All right. Question of the day is asking, what is something you always forget to do?
Like Director Corey forgetting to run the sting right there.
Well, I was waiting for a second for the sting to run, and it didn't run, so then I just kind of awkwardly kept talking.
That's a little fun animation in between.
Yeah.
What do we got for answers?
Quite a bit of answers, but there is one common one today, and it is Leanne from Nipawin's answer, always forgetting to grab all the shopping bags. It gets annoying as I have to buy new ones when I'm out. I do that all the time.
I forget to take it in. They're in the car, and then I got to juggle 19 things out there and then put them in the bag.
I don't forget them even in the car. I forget them at my house.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Michelle's saying I always forget to turn my kitchen lights off when I go to bed.
That's trouble.
That's a big one. Rod M saying, good morning. Always forget to push send on almost everything. I'm wondering why I'm getting no response. And then I look, it's a draft.
Yeah, there's been a few people that answered the question of the day at like 11 in the morning. And I'm like, why did you answer at 11? That's when they reopened their mail app.
Yes.
And it finally sent.
Yeah. Someone says, I always forget to remind myself of things. Classic. Mrs. Forgetful saying, I always forget where my cell phone is and my glasses.
Good chance the cell phone's in your hand, the glasses are on top of your head.
Usually, yeah. Phil in Saskatoon saying, one thing we always forget to do is bring the grocery bags when we go grocery shopping. Another is glasses, sunglasses or the prescription ones. Not always, but for sure sometimes. Oh, and switching back to Wi-Fi from data when I get home. I've been guilty of that a few times.
Doesn't automatically do it?
I mean, sometimes I'll go to, say, the mall and you have bad service, you switch on your data.
Okay, so you forget to turn it back on.
Yeah.
I got you, okay.
Debbie saying, I always forget that I'm on a diet. I almost forgot that last night when I wanted ice cream.
Ruh-roh. Oh, yeah, we got to ruin your no-sugar thing still.
No, we can't. I'm still on a no-sugar thing right now, but I almost broke it. I wanted ice cream so bad yesterday.
Cinnamon buns tomorrow.
Rhonda saying, never fails, always forget those reusable bags in the car when I go shopping. Now I have way too many. I feel that. And one more. Oh, I thought we had one more answer. We don't. Let's go to this QR code. Scan it. Give us some more answers or text us at 10400. Standard message rates may apply. We're going to share some more answers in about 1 hour.
U.S. futures whipsawed and crude oil spiked higher as tensions flared up in the Middle East, taking the focus off a run of strong earnings by mega-cap tech companies. Oil shot up, stocks dropped after Iran's Fars agency claimed 2 missiles hit an American patrol boat, only to see the declines ease on the U.S. denying a ship had been hit. This is just another dip that investors will want to buy into, said David Kruk, head of trading at La Financière de l'Echiquier in Paris. eBay shares rose early Monday after video game retailer GameStop proposed to acquire the e-commerce company in a cash and stock deal worth about $55.5 billion. GameStop, which became a so-called meme stock during a 2021 retail frenzy that drove sharp gains in shares, jumped today on the news. As we mentioned, eBay did too. American Airlines, United, and Delta are rolling out measures to support passengers impacted by Spirit Airlines' recent suspension of operations. American says it has launched rescue fares on overlapping Spirit routes. That's just one of the deals being offered for people stranded. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
Time for your Monday morning mystery. Let's get to our 3 clues for today. We've got our whiteboards ready. Clue number 1. This character has been portrayed by 4 different actors, but is famous for someone who has never worn the suit.
Okay.
Most famous line has never been spoken on set. And in his first movie, he appeared on screen for about 12 minutes out of the 121-minute runtime of the first film. Okay, well, okay, I heard Jeremy writing already. That's how hard he writes on that board.
This is one topic I consider myself an expert on. You look for these.
You're so passionately
trivia
writing.
nights.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's a picture of the back. Star Wars guy. She wins. Star Wars guy. The answer today is Darth Vader. It's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day.
I could have gotten Darth Vader. I thought it was going to be the actor's name, which I don't know.
That was today's morning mystery.
Cal, I gotta go, Julia. We got cows. 30 years ago this week, Twister blew us all away.
It's headed right for us!
On the surface, it was a disaster movie about tornadoes in the U.S. Midwest, but it had a huge cultural impact. It ushered in a wave of late 90s disaster blockbusters and turned storm chasing into a tourism draw.
So let's go! All right, we're moving!
It also spiked enrollment in meteorology programs around the world and is credited with inspiring a generation of women to choose careers in science.
Wonder of nature, baby!
These sensors take scientific measurements.
You got to get in front of the tornado and put it in the damage path.
You gotta get further ahead of it.
I know what I'm doing.
Have you lost your nerve?
Tighten your seatbelt.
Your school day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina or Saskatoon, 2 degrees right now, a lot of cloud cover, and it's a quite gusty morning. By lunchtime, both cities at 5 degrees and warming up by final bell in both cities to that expected daytime high of 6 degrees. Again, seeing high wind gusts and a lot of clouds this afternoon. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The average price is $189.9. You might be able to find it for as low as $175.9. In Saskatoon, the average price is also $189.9, but you might be able to find it for as low as $184.9. In the farm markets today, we find the street price of canola at $692.33 per ton. The futures price at $745.60 per ton. Amber Durham wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat at $293.68 per ton. The Canadian dollar is up. It's now at 73.66 cents US. The sudden spring melt is bringing back flood risks across the province. We'll have more after the break.
So say good morning. Welcome to your morning. It is 7:29. Prime Minister Mark Carney is overseas this morning holding a series of meetings with European allies as he attends the European Political Community Summit, a gathering focused on strategic cooperation in politics, security, and infrastructure.
For the very first time, we have invited a non-European guest, the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney.
This marks the first time, as you heard there, the Canadian Prime Minister has spoken at the summit, which is taking place in Armenia. It comes including EU countries and others, including Turkey and Ukraine. In these opening remarks, the Prime Minister said the countries must deal with their current reality and not that the world order that they would prefer to be operating under.
The world is undergoing a rupture across several dimensions in technology, in energy, in commerce, and geopolitics. Integration is being used as a weapon by some, and the rules are not constraining the hegemons. Now, we have to actively take on the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. We know nostalgia is not a strategy, but we don't think that we're destined to submit to a more transactional, insular, and brutal world.
Amongst many meetings throughout today, the Prime Minister sat down with the European Commission President and European Council President. It comes one day after he extended an invitation to speak to the European Parliament later this year. The Prime Minister also met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky today, Carney announcing a $270 million contribution that will help purchase items from the United States that Ukraine needs from an already submitted NATO list.
Series of packages that are made available. Canada has participated in a number of them. There were they're not divisible as packaged. You can't send part of a missile system. You have to send the whole thing. And with this money, we're going to be able to complete one of the packages with some Nordic partners, with Belgium and others. So the President was not surprising. President Zelensky was grateful.
The new funding is part of a previous commitment of more than $2 billion in support for Ukraine. The latest contribution brings Canada's total monetary support for the country to $25.8 billion since Russia's war against Ukraine began in 2022. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling out the Prime Minister's latest trip and had this to say about his comments that Canada won't leverage its energy resources during trade disagreements with the United States.
In the negotiations to build up our resources in a way that helps our continental security, that keeps both of us safe, strong, and rich.
The Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade agreement is up for review, as you know, this summer, and Canada and the U.S. have yet to push ahead with formalized talks, even though the U.S. and Mexico have done so. Some political watchers say Ottawa may be holding off, waiting to see if Democrats can take over Congress in the U.S. midterms come November. The RM of Shellbrook declared a state of local emergency due to rapidly increasing runoff from snowmelt. It's one of several communities across the province currently dealing with the issue.
Just in the last 24 hours, the lakes have gone up a lot. There's tons of water running in the ditches in a lot of places. And I think we're still just kind of at the beginning of this. There's a whole lot of water still coming from further up north. So it's going to be interesting for the next little bit. And I think it's going to be, it's going to be a challenge to kind of keep everybody safe and keep all the properties safe out.
Saturday kicked off the 53rd season of the Regina's Farmers Market, with the location being back at a familiar spot, Pac-Fiaco Plaza, right downtown. Opening day, there were 52 vendors. The common sold items include honey, eggs, meat, and vegetables, the usual stuff. It was the first time for a few Regina soda creators as well. A pair of Regina residents were watching Dragon's Den a few years ago, and they were inspired to make their own.
We love soda, but we find it way too sweet. So we would always cut our sodas with soda water, but then you're diluting the flavor. And we really don't like diet. So we were looking for a low sugar alternative and couldn't find one. So we thought we'd make it ourselves.
According to Regina's Farmers Market, it made $2.548 million in economic impact through the market and vendors in 2025. The analysis was conducted by the Economic Development Regina Group, completed in January of 2026. In support of Telemiracle 2027, the Queen City Kinsmen and Pure Country 92.7 came together for the first ever Glow Pitch tournament. The tournament consisted of 15 teams playing on 2 diamonds. As president of the Queen City Kinsmen, Craig McGilvery brought forward the idea 2 years ago, drawing inspiration from a plastic bat and ball in Martinsville, which has run for over 25 years. Now to the woman making history at the Kentucky Derby, becoming the first female trainer to ever win the Run for the Roses. Sophie Flay reports.
It's definitely going to be the highlight of my career.
This is the moment history was made at the 152nd Kentucky Derby. Cherie DeVoe becoming the first female horse trainer to win the Kentucky Derby, with Golden Tempo and jockey Jose Ortiz. Golden Tempo starting in dead last. DeVoe watching on. As Ortiz guided the thoroughbred through the crowded field, DeVoe's excitement, like the rest of ours, growing to a fever pitch.
I just really couldn't imagine that I actually won the Kentucky Derby as a trainer, much less the first female thoroughbred trainer to win the Kentucky Derby.
DeVoe grew up around horses, eventually becoming an exercise rider at Churchill Downs before moving up as assistant trainer. She credits her husband for encouraging her to take the leap and become a trainer on her own.
He said, "You should really train on your own. You're very talented. and you have what it takes to make it.
In 2024, DeVoe taking home a Breeders' Cup win, saying then she wanted to become the first woman to win the Kentucky Derby.
I don't even have any words right now.
That dream becoming a reality this weekend.
I'm glad that I could be a representative of all women everywhere, that we can do anything we set our minds to.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Looks like the fashionable choice for moviegoers this weekend was The Devil Wears Prada 2.
So I used to have your job. Got to go to Paris Fashion Week.
Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci reunited for the sequel 20 years after the original Devil Wears Prada, racking up $77 million across North America. Michael is still going strong with $54 million in ticket sales despite falling to second place. And the Super Mario Galaxy movie took third with $12.1 million. My dad and wife went to that movie on Saturday, said it was phenomenal.
Hey, and don't forget that Miranda Priestley in that movie, played by Meryl Streep, is based off Anna Wintour, who's hosting the Met Gala tonight.
Okay, well, that's going to be the next 30 minutes of the show. Go on.
No, unfortunately, I have to do my actual job, talk about the weather. Temperatures this morning not looking so bad, although it's kind of giving you a little bit of false optimism because we are seeing a lot of positive temperatures, especially down south, but we're not really going to be seeing them go up too much into the afternoon. We're seeing temperatures really take a nosedive compared to what we saw last week and into the weekend. We are going to be seeing those temperatures this afternoon far below the seasonal average. But again, the morning not so bad. 1 degree in Prince Albert, 1 degree in Spiritwood, -1 in Melfort, and -1 in Hudson Bay. Down in the south, again, more of those positive temperatures. 3 degrees in Moose Jaw, Assiniboia, Estevan, Weyburn. 2 degrees in Saskatoon and Regina right now, and joining them at 2 degrees east end. 0 degrees, though, through Yorkton. It's just this afternoon that we're not really going to be seeing a whole lot of warmth. 6 degrees for Saskatoon and Regina this afternoon. A bit more of those winds through Regina and all those other areas down south. Joining them at 6 degrees, the Battlefords, Prince Albert, Weyburn, Estevan, 5 degrees through Yorkton, and 7 degrees through Moose Jaw and Swift Current. How average are these temperatures? Well, for this day, May 4th, the average is 16.3 in Regina and 16.1 degrees for Saskatoon. So far below that average today, and farther below where we were at last year on May 4th in Regina, 29.2 degrees. That almost came within decimal points of beating that record back from the year 1918 of 29.4 degrees. Last year in Saskatoon, we reached 21.5 degrees on this day. Wasn't quite touching that record, though, back in the year 1918 as well. That was 30.0 degrees. Let's turn our attention now to the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, also seeing some lower temperatures, 6 degrees for Regina. Winds also going to be gusting tomorrow. We do see them go down quite a bit on Wednesday with a whole lot of sunshine coming out, and back up to double digits for Regina, 10 degrees, up to 14 by Thursday, 17 degrees by Friday, and then dropping ever so slightly for your Saturday and Sunday, back down to that average for this time of year of 16 degrees. In Saskatoon, up to 8 degrees tomorrow, up to 11 degrees by Wednesday, again seeing more of that sunshine for the coming days, 16 degrees by Thursday, more of that cloud cover returning for Friday, though, 18 degrees, 16 degrees for your Saturday, and 17 degrees for your Sunday. So we're going to get back up into those double digits again by Wednesday, closer to that seasonal average. Winds going down on Wednesday as well, and not a lot of precipitation in the 7-day forecast.
The incidents have been happening since January 2026 at a business on the 1800 block of East Victoria Avenue. A man has entered the store several times and has stolen several $1,000s worth of merchandise. The Regina Police Service is hoping someone will recognize this man with the pictures provided. If you know who this man is, call Crime Stoppers.
I'm Belton Johnson, board member with Regina Crime Stoppers. Did you know Crime Stoppers will pay up to $2,000 cash rewards for information on this or any other serious crime in Regina? Callers do not have to identify themselves. Calls are not traced or recorded. In Regina, Saskatchewan, and Canada, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477. You can also access our website at www.reginacrimestoppers.ca. Remember, our community suffers when you remain silent. Please report crime.
The incidents have been happening since January 2026 at a business on the 1800 block of East Victoria Avenue. A man has entered the store several times and has stolen several $1,000s worth of merchandise. The Regina Police Service is hoping someone will recognize this man with the pictures provided. If you know who this man is, call Crime Stoppers.
Please report crime.
Crime Stoppers is brought to you by Leak Audiology, helping you live well with better hearing.
We're learning a little bit more about Eastview Rotary this morning as we welcome in Al Heff. Thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes with us.
Great to be here.
I loved highlighting local event, local charities, and the fine work that you guys do. For people out there, remind us what Eastview Rotary is all about.
Well, Rotary actually began in 1905 back in Chicago and came to Canada in 1910 with the Rotary Club of Winnipeg. Here in Regina, we've had 6 Rotary clubs over the years. The first club, the Rotary Club of Regina, began over 100 years ago. So we've been around for a long time. We've been a big part of the fabric of the community, doing work in the community, serving the community. And now there's been as many as 6 clubs. Now there's 3, of one of which is our club, the Rotary Club of Regina Eastview. And probably, I think we're the largest club now, about 50 members.
Incredible. And what kind of work do you guys do in the community?
Well, we do a lot of stuff locally. We have partners that we work with in the community, the Canadian Mental Health Association, Chile for Children, Mother Teresa Middle School, and Souls Harbor Rescue Mission. So we're involved with other programs in the community. We help out, we pitch in, but we also do international stuff. And that's a really big part of who Rotary is. Because we're in nearly 200 countries, 1.2 million members, 45,000 clubs around the world. We're really integrated in a lot of communities wherever you go. And we have great partnerships around the world. One of them being a program that we're partnering in called the Ripple Effect. And the Ripple Effect is a group of clubs in our district here in Saskatchewan and Manitoba that help to provide supports for schools in Guatemala, whether that's water, whether that's classrooms, whether that's things like sanitary products, things like washrooms, which is a huge need in those areas.
And there are a lot of people out there watching right now who want to make an impact in the community, don't know where to begin. How do they start if they think that maybe you're the group that they should be in?
Well, they could definitely go online and look us up, the Rotary Club of Regina Eastview. You'd look us up online. We're always looking for new members, lots of people that get involved in what we do. There's lots of opportunities, like youth programs, for example. We send students off to lots of international youth programs, but also local ones. So there's an Adventure in Citizenship program coming up later this month. We're sending a student to that. We had, in March, we had Honoring Indigenous Peoples Youth to Youth, where we brought together 25 Indigenous and 25 non-Indigenous youth.
Perfect.
To be able to have that conversation about reconciliation and what does that look like going forward.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And June 11th, they're having an AI conference as well. Here's what's happening in our community. The Spring Fling Art Show and Sale happens May 8th and 9th at Living Hope Alliance Church on Green Falls Drive, prairieartistguild.org. World Migratory Bird Day, May 9th at 10 a.m. Saskatchewan Science Center. They've got an event, naturesask.ca. Town and Country Social Dance at Church of Our Lady in Moose Jaw, May 9th, 7:30 p.m. Call 306-630-1492. And Chase the Ace out at Kipling Recreation Center, May 6th and 13th at 7:30 p.m. Call 306-495-8238 for more. Submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click on Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen.
From building core strength to mastering the art of the spin, we're checking in with Janelle Lippi at YQR Pole Academy this morning. How are things going, Janelle?
All right, well, as promised, we are going to get a little interactive here with it, and I've got Danielle back with me. Now, Danielle, what are we starting with here first?
We're going to just get ourselves familiar with the pole. So we're going to just start with a basic walk, and then we're going to make a little spin pirouette into it. So we're going to start with the walk first.
Okay.
Get used to the pole. So we're going to bring that hand up nice and tall. Good. And then we're going to just walk around the pole. Good. And then we're going to switch hands. Good, and we're gonna switch the other direction. Good. And one more time, switch. Good. All right, so this time we're gonna add that pirouette.
Okay.
So we're gonna be taking that outside hand, we're gonna bring it through our window under the armpit, and we're gonna turn all the way around. Yes!
Yay!
Good job.
Okay.
So now we're gonna add those two together.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Walk around. Good. Step with that outside leg. Good. Under the armpit. And turn. Yes, that was so good.
You make it look so graceful and beautiful. If somebody's watching, they're interested in trying out some of these classes, just like me, how can they do that?
We have Schedule House. You can sign up online here, or you can contact us by email. But we are offering a beginner series class for the month of May. We usually run like a 4-week series for our beginner series once a month. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity to come and give it a try. It's no like major commitment. You can drop in on a single class, or you can sign up for the full 4 weeks.
Wonderful, Danielle. Yeah. Thank you so very much. Once again, these are beginner-friendly classes, as you can see for me, and they're a ton of fun.
All right, Janelle, thank you very much. We'll be back with you in just a little while.
It's May 4th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated happy birthday going out to Ken. You may know him as Spider, founding member of Canadian rock band Streetheart. We hope you had a stellar birthday, Ken. A big happy birthday also going out to Haley. She's turning 19 years old. We hope your birthday is the best one yet, with a ton of love from your mom. We're also sending happy birthday wishes out to Jamie. She's turning 31 years old today. We hope your birthday is a great one, with love from your grandparents, Frank and Connie. And last but not least, happy birthday to Doug. Here he is doing his favorite pastime, fishing. Your family is sending you a lot of love for your special day. Enjoy.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
Do you have any glow sticks left over from Glow Pitch this weekend?
No, they wouldn't let me take it. I don't know why. Maybe we'll reuse it for next time, or Chase is having a rave in his basement next weekend. So, yeah, we'll see. I'll give you the invite if we are having a rave at the Hussey House. So that sounds fun, actually. You know what else sounds fun? Name that sound. We just had our first guess, incorrect guess. It's all up on our website. I'll tell you now, because there's only one. It was a roll of the dice. That's not what it was. So we're going to play again at 4:40 this afternoon for 550 big ones. It's fun. The next big game is coming up before 9 a.m., so hopefully you can tune in on the iHeartRadio app, or stream us, or turn us on the radio. We're going to play for a chance at a huge Charm Diamond gift card for Mother's Day. We're going to play famous mom quotes. So we're going to put one on the radio. You guess what it is, and you got Mom a nice little present for Mother's Day. So there you go.
There you go. I'm going to stay clear of the Hussey House. That sounds very dangerous.
It's fun. With me now.
Everybody all together now.
Glow sticks. Bye.
You are here to help us through our current scandal.
The Devil Wears Prada 2 getting a chic start. The 20th Century Studios sequel brought in $77 million domestically in its opening weekend. That's almost triple the sales from the first film 20 years ago. Disney is the parent company of 20th Century Studios and ABC News.
I'm just getting started.
Michael is now the second highest grossing music biopic ever. The Michael Jackson film crossed the $400 million mark less than 10 days after its debut. Shakira drew in some 2 million people on Rio's Copacabana Beach. The Colombian superstar played a free concert Saturday night, similar to performances from Madonna in 2024 and Lady Gaga last year. It was in support of Shakira's world tour. And happy birthday to Lance Bass. The NSYNC singer turns 47 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
JD, what do you got for us on this Monday?
We have a fresh and furry face at the Toronto Zoo. This is a Bactrian camel, born last Thursday morning. Little one stood up about 2 hours after that, so that's impressive. Humans take much longer to walk. The zoo says moments like this highlight how important wildlife conservation is because Bactrian camels are critically endangered.
Collective awe. Look at the count of three. Like 1, 2, 3. Aww. Seemed right.
Cute. All right, you can learn anything on YouTube, but as this mom found out, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be good at it. His face says it all, just wait. Marissa attempted to give her 10-year-old boy a bowl cut. It didn't exactly work out as planned.
Looks kind of like one of the Three Stooges. I don't know which one.
The jagged style left her good-humored son laughing out loud. Don't worry, this was his idea.
You're right, Mo. Yeah. You're going to shave that after.
Mo.
Yeah.
You're never using that strainer for pasta again.
Yeah, I mean, I'd hope so. You're not going over to her house for pasta.
Chopping off all that salad. We're back after this. It's Monday, May 4th.
We don't think that we're destined to submit to a more transactional, insular, and brutal world. And gatherings such as these point to a better way forward.
Prime Minister Mark Carney takes his seat at the table with European leaders this morning. Battle over the Strait of Hormuz is heating up, with the U.S. president saying he's going to escort ships out.
Thumbs down! 100% never! I knew the whole time.
Habs fans waking up without a voice this morning after winning Game 7 and getting on to the second round. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Monday.
Windy won today.
Yeah, windy
Very
won
windy.
yesterday, windy won the day before that, but yeah, it's going to continue to go up later on into the afternoon.
It's like I'm back living in Lethbridge. Let's get to news 8:01. Canada's trade tactics appear to be front and center this weekend, and whether our energy and critical minerals are being used in leverage in negotiations. It has the opposition leader calling for more clarity on Mark Carney's strategy. Jeremy Sharon reports.
With a mid-summer deadline fast approaching to review Canada's free trade agreement with the U.S. and Mexico, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre had this question today.
So if energy and minerals are not going to be leveraged for Canada in these negotiations, what leverage does Mr. Carney claim to have?
That's after the Prime Minister told the Canadian press this week Canada won't leverage our energy resources or critical minerals in trade talks.
Let's be clear. We're never going to cut our American allies off of our energy or selling our resources, but we can offer in the negotiations to build up our resources in a way that helps our continental security, that keeps both of us safe, strong, and rich.
The Prime Minister has so far signaled he's in no rush to negotiate a new deal ahead of the July 1st review deadline.
You're best to wait for the right agreement as opposed to rushing into something because of the potential permanence of that.
This former special advisor to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Canada-U.S. relations believes time is in Carney's favor.
We have no idea what the conditions of the coming months are going to look like, what domestic American pressures are going to be felt by the president and his team, what geopolitical priorities are going to take precedence over that of a conversation with Canada.
With U.S. midterm elections around the corner, Trump's Republicans could lose control of Congress in November, leading to speculation the Prime Minister could be waiting to see if that happens.
There's a lot of speculation here that Canada may be waiting it out.
But in an interview with CTV's Question Period today, Colorado's governor says that's unlikely to make a difference.
Sadly, having served in Congress 10 years, I have to tell you that's not really the way our system works. We give tremendous authority to the executive in negotiating these kinds of agreements. Pressure, yes, but I don't think this president gives into that pressure.
Now, that July 1st deadline is not to get a new deal done, rather just to decide whether to review the current one. And right now, neither side appear to be in a rush.
Jeremy Sharon, CTV News, Ottawa.
Let's go to the northern part of this province this weekend, Jeremy. A lot going on.
Yeah, we had a few things going on in the northern half of Saskatchewan. First up, a man facing second-degree murder charges in North Battleford after being arrested on the weekend. A 21-year-old Tyson Comer wanted in connection with the death of 36-year-old Tyson Mosquito. was found injured in an alley behind a home in North Battleford last Tuesday. He later died in hospital. Police put out a warrant for Cummer and laid charges of second-degree murder. He was picked up at a home in Cutknife on Saturday morning. And one man is in custody after a bear spray incident at church in North Battleford. This was Sunday morning. Police responding to St. Paul's Anglican Church in North Battleford about 10:40 a.m. after calls that someone discharged bear spray inside. Officers arrived to find a man being held by people inside the hallway of a church. He was arrested. Bear spray was seized at the scene. 25 people, including children, were affected by the bear spray. EMS treated those impacted at the scene. An investigation is underway. All right, Daryl, wildfires starting to rear their ugly heads once again.
Yeah, we're getting into that season. It's been a decade since wildfires ripped through Fort McMurray, Alberta. A Nova Scotia man who lived through the disaster says after last summer's record drought conditions in the Maritimes, people need to take wildfire warnings seriously. Here's Ryan McDonald.
It's been 10 years since the wildfires that devastated Fort McMurray, a town that plenty of Maritimers called home then and still do now.
It was literal hell on earth. I was there with my brother Cody.
Rick Chizenko still remembers the towering flames in the side of the highway as he drove out of town and the devastation he saw when he returned.
When you went back, there's like neighborhoods that were flattened. Like it looked like a war zone in a lot of places because places were burnt right to the ground.
I think the last count was 56.
That's roughly how many grass fires the North Sydney Volunteer Fire Department has responded to already this spring, even after last year's historically dry summer and the wildfire concerns that came with it.
If that's happening this early, then that's a bad indication, I guess, for a bad woods fire season a little bit later in the year.
Still, Chief Lloyd McIntosh says when burn bans are in place, most people follow the rules, including the one that prohibits open-air fires in urban areas of Cape Breton Regional Municipality.
Those are the bylaws as written, and we have to ask people to not burn. And once we inform people of the bylaw that you're not allowed to burn in the former towns and cities, people are very accommodating.
If Nova Scotia were to have another summer with high wildfire risk like last year, Chizenko wants people to keep in mind that they wouldn't want to experience what he and others did 10 years ago in Fort McMurray.
People have to use the brains that are in our heads and really think about what we do, because in an instant, all of our lives could change.
McIntosh adds that all of the forest deadwood left over from Fiona more than 3 years ago remains a concern during wildfire season. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Some federal public workers will be back in the office 5 days a week starting today. Executives are now required to work on site 5 days, while other federal employees in the core public service will need to be in the office for 4 days a week come July. One of the issues, though, has been inadequate office space. Public Services and Procurement Canada says it's working to address any issues with the new on-site preference and office space. In a statement, Public Services and Procurement Canada says the government does not anticipate any challenges in accommodating workers within the existing office space. All federal employees are currently required to be in office for a minimum of 3 days a week. Now to the collision caught on camera at Newark Airport in New Jersey. The wheels of a United Airlines jet carrying hundreds of passengers hitting a truck and light pole on the turnpike. Here's Gio Benitez.
This morning, the terrifying dash camera video showing the moment that the wheel of a United Airlines plane slams into a bakery truck. And the driver cruising along the New Jersey Turnpike when all of a sudden, there's debris everywhere. United Flight 169 packed with more than 230 people on board flying from Venice, Italy. Holy
oh my goodness.
Flying dangerously close to traffic below at around 2 p.m. Sunday as it tried to land at Newark Liberty International Airport.
Did you see all that wind? Oh my goodness.
The aircraft also striking a light pole as it made its final approach to the runway.
This aircraft was literally inches from disaster. The crew was having to eyeball, were they coming in at the right angle? Were they going to be at the right altitude? Clearly, we see them fighting that altitude as they come in.
The driver inside that delivery truck identified by his employer as Warren Boardley. He was taken to the hospital where he was treated and released for minor injuries. United says the aircraft landed safely and there were no injuries on board, telling ABC News it will conduct a rigorous flight safety investigation, adding, "Our crew has been removed from service as part of the process." The FAA and NTSB also investigating. And the NTSB is now sending an investigator here to Newark today. United has been ordered to secure the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder for the investigation, but this one was really shocking. Gio Benitez, ABC News at Newark Liberty International Airport.
Saskatoon's pop culture convention, PopCon, returned over the weekend, seeing an increase in attendance and entertainment, according to vendors. Visitors could take part in gaming, cosplay contests, or get your picture with your favorite celebrity.
There was previous iterations of PopCon, which were mildly successful. Last year was the first year we branded it that name. Took off, we've grown, and yeah, we're bigger than better than ever.
This year's was planned to immediately follow Calgary's so that there were no conflicts. The Prince Albert Raiders are WHL Eastern Conference champions.
Crosses the Tiger line. Doobie shoots, scores!
Raiders exploded for 5 goals in the second period in Game 6 last night in Medicine Hat to beat the Tigers 7-6, win the series 4-2. They will now take on Everett in the final. Time for another Pay Your Bills code word.
Absolutely, Daryl. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is money. Head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter money with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for You. All right, let's take another look outside. It's a bit gray and gloomy out in the Queen City this morning. Temperatures have actually gone down. We've started to see a little bit of that precipitation in the areas. We're tracking that for you. 37 kilometer per hour winds. So really not a fantastic day, not like we were seeing on Friday when I was encouraging everybody to get outside. Today's maybe the day to curl up with a good book. 2 degrees to wake you up in Saskatoon. We aren't seeing as much of that precipitation, but we are seeing a whole lot of cloud cover. Winds coming in right now at 24 kilometers per hour, very likely to be increasing for your afternoon. And that's really going to be all across central and southern Saskatchewan. The highest wind gusts will be down towards the south, but still, even in areas around Kindersley, Saskatoon, and Yorkton, seeing some places get up to the mid-50s in terms of those gusts in kilometers per hour. Now, not seeing them quite as strong up north, though, so that's some good news. Radar and satellite showing all those areas where we saw some precipitation late last night and into overnight this morning. Mainly it fell in the form of rain last night, but we did also see some snow popping up on the highways, so make sure you're checking the highway hotline before you leave. Roads aren't going to be too bad, especially with that positive temperature that we have been seeing, although the futurecast showing right now, we have been seeing some very, very light flurries melting as it touches the ground. Into the afternoon hours, we see more of that rain popping up in the southwest corner around Swift Current. Still seeing some of that pink on your screen, so that indicates some freezing rain on the way into overnight and early tomorrow morning. Still, again, seeing some of that precipitation. It's mainly towards eastern Saskatchewan, though, where we're seeing all of that cloud cover closer to the Manitoba border. And then into Tuesday, later on into the evening hours, a lot of that precipitation does disappear, but we're still seeing a whole lot of that cloud cover to the east. Today's forecast with those temperatures, you're seeing a whole lot of 6s on your screen. 6 degrees expected for the Battlefords, Prince Albert, Saskatoon, Moose Jaw, Regina, Weyburn, and Estevan. Of course, we're still seeing a lot of those wind gust icons on your screen, so be prepared for that. 5 degrees for Yorkton and 7 degrees for Swift Current. And finally, here's one final look outside to end our weather segment here. Again, a gray and gloomy start to the day. Grab a light jacket and try to enjoy it.
This day in history, May 4th, 1971, a landslide hit the town of Saint-Jean-Vianney in Quebec's Saguenay region, killing 31. May 4th, 1910, Canada created the Canadian Naval Service. And May 4th, 2012, Canada's last penny was produced by the Royal Canadian Mint.
In case you missed it, a group of scientists are tracking the conversations between sperm whales in real time.
So what's really unique about this underwater glider is that it allows us to stay with like a mother and baby for months at a time as they start kind of clicking into that natal dialect. So this is something that we've never been able to do before.
Yeah, it's an underwater robot that can track the whales by listening to their voices. Now, sperm whales use clicks to navigate and hunt. They're known as codas. But before robots like this one, it was tough to follow whales for long periods of time. But this one, it's AI. It's able to make decisions in real time, so they are likely to learn a lot more about their communications in a short amount of time. I bet they talk an awful lot about the creepy robot that's following them around.
I was thinking, good thing they made it so incognito, right? What's that bright yellow thing following us?
Bright yellow.
Like what?
Swim away.
Blend into your surroundings, bright yellow.
I'm usually anti-robot, but I think this one's kind of cool.
It seems neat.
All right, so our question today is, what is something you always forget to do or forget to bring? Just something you forget. This is stemmed from the fact that I always forget to pick a question of the day. The number one answer by far today has been taking those reusable grocery bags when either forgetting them in your car or forgetting them at your house. I personally forget them at my house.
I'm famous for I'm going to leave it right by the door because I'm never going to miss it.
And
come home at the end of the day and there it is. Yeah.
Heather saying I'm terrible for leaving cupboard doors open.
Oh no, I just thought of it. Remember how many things I left on my roof? I left a Your Morning coffee mug on my roof one time.
Of your
and
court?
It made it like, because I was putting my daughter in the car and I put stuff, and I made it several blocks before that thing shattered all over the road.
Yeah, and he does that all the time.
I do that a lot.
Daryl likes to forget to close his laptop when I'm in the room, and then I send emails from his email account.
Yeah.
Lori's saying I always forget to take my cell phone with me when I leave the house. Tracy's saying putting something away in a safe place and then forgetting where that safe place is. I've done that so many times.
Right.
It's always a really, really safe place though, right?
It's always in the bathroom for me. I don't know why. It's just on the counter.
All right. Thank you so much for answering today's question of the day. We're back right after this.
Now to the incredible story of a miracle baby born twice, undergoing a groundbreaking surgery to fix a rare and often deadly condition weeks before officially arriving into the world. Hannah Bata has the story and what the parents are saying.
This morning, the family of 8-month-old Cassian has 2 times the reason to be grateful. Thanks to a groundbreaking surgery that allowed him to be born not once, but twice.
Not a lot of women get to have a C-section, but they're still pregnant after.
At 19 weeks pregnant, Kashira and Greg Joubert receiving the devastating news that their second child had a rare condition called congenital high airway obstruction syndrome, also known as CHAOS. It's characterized by a blockage of the airway, causing fluid to become trapped in an unborn baby's lungs.
Their lungs get bigger, tighter, more pressure. It begins to squeeze the baby's heart. Most of these babies die.
No one ever wants to hear that this baby has a very real chance of, dying in the womb, not even making it to birth.
We had about, I'd say, conservative to say 20 to 25% chance of positive outlook before our first surgery.
After one procedure proved unsuccessful, Dr. Emmanuel Vlastos at Orlando's Winnie Palmer Hospital opted to try an extraordinary alternative. At 25 weeks, he partially delivered Cassian via C-section, his head and neck outside of the womb, but still connected to the placenta, as the medical team worked to place a temporary tube in his airway.
Then we replaced the baby back into the uterus and we closed the uterus, and mom stayed in the hospital until delivery.
It's the first time a surgery like this has been successful for a baby like Cassian. The medical team even taking this photo of Cassian during the procedure.
It was a glimpse of the future. It was a glimpse of little baby boy that I would eventually take home from the hospital.
At 31 weeks, Kashira's water broke and Cassian came back into the world. And after 132 days in the NICU, he was ready to go home.
Congratulations, Cassian. What greater triumph was it than that we could finally take our baby home?
Cassian and his family are now preparing to celebrate his upcoming first birthday. Or is that birthdays?
We're planning just a small party for his first birthday, the anniversary of the surgery that saved his life. And then, of course, for his birthday, we're going to have another birthday bash for him there to celebrate full year.
Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Let's head back out and check in with Mike Siona once again on the first day of Mental Health Week.
May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Phantom Menace on the marquee at the Broadway Theater. It just so happens today is May the 4th. And so here we are with the Show of Hope. I'm joined by Heidi Fisher of the Schizophrenia Society of Saskatchewan to help us kick off Mental Health Week. It's all happening on this Monday, bright and early, but the main event is, of course, tonight. Just remind us again of what time to get here at the Broadway Theater.
So you definitely want to get here for 6 o'clock. We're going to have folks from the 501st, and they'll be in costume. You can take your photo with them, and then we have a raffle as well, and then the movie starts at 7.
Very, very cool. I love that. And again, all part of that Mental Health Week, which is so important. We talked a little bit about some of the events. Tell us kind of your personal story and connection beyond the professional level.
Yeah, so I am also a person who experiences mental illness, and that's kind of how I got involved with the Schizophrenia Society. I do presentations with them as a volunteer, and then I kind of transitioned into working for them. Star Wars is something that's always just been there for me. You know, the message behind Star Wars is hope. You know, help me Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. And so I just often think of it in those terms of, you know, really providing a lot of hope, and that's why I like showing Star Wars.
No doubt. Now, I think it's fantastic that we're able to get to a point now that maybe 15 years ago, I don't know that people would be so bold as to say, I struggle with mental health or mental illness and I have those problems. That's really what it's all about, beyond obviously the fundraising capacity, but really that hope and that elimination of stigma.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, in the past, for sure, it wasn't talked about, or, you know, it was kind of whispered and hushed tones. And, you know, I feel very comfortable sharing that. And I think that's becoming a lot more common.
No doubt about it. Yeah. If you are experiencing anything or you're worried about somebody else, a loved one, a friend, reach out to help. That's the whole hope this weekend here. And of course, this week, it's Monday morning. We don't know what's going on here. But we do know that tonight at 7 o'clock, the Show of Hope, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, will be playing at the Broadway Theater.
To purchase a new home, Affinity Credit Union has the advice to help you out, and there's a lot to know. Tara Sieb is a mobile lending specialist, and she joins us now to discuss Purchase Plus improvements for home buyers. Good morning and welcome to the CTV studio.
Hello.
So let's just start by talking about what you do for Affinity Credit Union. What is a mobile lending specialist?
Absolutely. So a mobile lending specialist, essentially a lender, but we have flexible hours. We can work evenings, weekends, whatever is convenient for the buyer.
All right, so that makes it a lot more convenient for people who are trying to break into the market. Let's talk about first-time home buyers in particular. What is it about the Purchase Plus Improvements program that can help them get into the market a little bit sooner?
Absolutely. So Purchase Plus Improvements helps first-time home buyers getting to the market because it rolls the cost of the renovation into the mortgage. So for a lot of buyers, the problem is affordability and finding a house that's move-in ready.
And we also have to talk a little bit about supply and how that actually opens up the options for them.
Absolutely. So for a lot of first-time home buyers, they're stuck on turnkey properties, but with Purchase Plus Improvements, they can look at the potential for a home, what the house could be if they have a vision for it.
Okay, so let's say somebody's watching right now. They're thinking, hey, I want to become a first-time home buyer. I want to learn more about the application process for this. What should they know?
Absolutely. So the application process is really easy. It's structured. It's well managed. For First-time home buyers have their quotes up front, they have it planned, they're approved up front, and it's managed by the lender.
All right, so some great information so far. What else do you think we should know about how Affinity Credit Union could help us out?
Sure, so Affinity Credit Union supports local. All our projects are managed in the province, so if people are borrowing money in the province or they're investing money in the province, it stays in the province of Saskatchewan and it's lent to people in Saskatchewan.
All right, thank you so much for your knowledge and expertise today. Once again, that was Chara Seeb, a mobile lending specialist from Affinity Credit Union. For more information, you can head on over to their website. That is mortgages.affinitycu.ca. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Hello, welcome to your 8:30 news. We begin with the latest on the war in Iran. U.S. President vowing that the U.S. will help guide ships safely through the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has effectively been blocking for weeks. Mary Bruce reports.
This morning, President Trump with a threat to the NATO alliance. If there's no response or if it's a negative response, I think it will be very bad for the future of NATO, he said. Trump is trying to pressure world powers, including the UK, France and Italy, to help keep the Strait of Hormuz open as oil prices skyrocket. This after Australia and Japan already refused his request. The president won't give specifics on which countries might sign on. But the Strait of Hormuz, through which roughly 20% of the world's oil travels, is now a no-go zone for shipping, with the constant threat of Iranian drone and missile attacks. Democrats argue the administration had no plan.
The Strait of Hormuz obviously is now shut down. All of this was predictable.
The White House stands by its strategy. Energy Secretary Chris White telling our Martha Raddatz the pain at the pump will be short-lived.
Are you really sure it's going to be short term? Can you guarantee it'll just be weeks before prices go down?
Hey, there's no guarantees in wars at all. I can guarantee this situation would be dramatically worse without this military operation to defang the Iranian regime.
This as thousands of U.S. Marines aboard Navy carriers move into the region. It's an amphibious attack group capable of conducting ground operations. President Trump has said he's not ruling out U.S. boots on the ground. And this morning, the real cost of the war becoming clear as we learn the identities of the 6 Americans killed when their refueling aircraft went down in Iraq on Thursday. Among them, 34-year-old Technical Sergeant Ashley B. Pruitt from Bardstown, Kentucky. Her family described her as an amazing wife, mother and airman. And the youngest among them, Technical Sergeant Tyler Simmons, just 28 years old. His family say he dreamed of serving his country.
He's just a fantastic person. You couldn't ask for a better grandson than he was.
So what's the economic impact of all this? Well, oil is now at $101 a barrel and it's hitting gas prices in the US. Gas Buddy thinks gas will hit $4 a gallon this week. And of course, that could rise further as this war continues. James Longman, ABC News in Iraq.
Well, this is the time of year when many Canadians are getting their phone book delivered in the mail. Remember those? It may surprise you to know that some people still use phone books, even in a world that's switching from paper to digital technology. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth reports.
Corrine McClellan received the latest phone book in the mail.
We took it out of the mailbox, walked home with it, and threw it right in the recycling bin.
Phone books have been discontinued in many Canadian cities. They are still sent out in small numbers. But even so, Mike McJanet hasn't used one in 20 years.
There's different ways of doing things today.
I think probably in another 2 to 3 years, we won't see phone books anymore.
CTV reached out to the Yellow Pages company to ask how much longer phone books in Nova Scotia will be produced. We did not receive a response. Digital anthropologist Giles Croach says people now find phone numbers online.
Any single-use technology that can be replaced by digital technology will get replaced by it.
Croach says the same online technology has changed many aspects of our lives. Even hard copy instruction manuals and other paper products are being phased out by smartphone QR codes.
But you can also use them for a menu if you're at a restaurant. We saw that a lot during the pandemic. And you can use them to do two-factor authentication application for safety.
With things like phone books, paper manuals, and paper menus slowly being phased out, what does that mean for people who don't have access to smartphones or the internet? Seniors advocate Bill Van Gorder says close to 30% of Canadian seniors are not online. They use phone books.
The problem for them is their children, the people they want to call, all have cell phones, and the cell phones aren't in the phone book.
Van Gorder wants seniors to adapt to digital technology to maintain their independence and social connections. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
Turning now to a new delivery system years in the making. Little Caesar is stepping into the future with drone pizza deliveries. Companies saying those drones can carry almost 10 pounds of pizza and drinks. Ryan Chandler gets a closer look in Texas.
Call it a pie-in-the-sky idea. In this Texas suburb, pizzas from Little Caesars whiz by 200 feet high in a new way to deliver, touted as faster and cheaper.
To watch the drone come and deliver your pizza order, it's kind of like a little event.
We got a behind-the-scenes look at the launch pad.
So if you order a pizza from the Little Caesars right around the corner, a Flytrex runner will pick it up for you, load it onto this drone, and then it's up in the air and off to your house in less than 5 minutes. Do you see this as the future that we're all going to be using for pizza delivery soon?
I would, yes, I would say so, absolutely. Well, especially when you can get your order delivered in 4.5 minutes. Now you're guaranteed freshness. It's still hot. When you open up that pizza, you still see steam coming out of it.
The pies are loaded up here onto this hook before flying to you. Little Caesars says there's no additional cost on ordering via drone. It's on par with normal delivery fees based on distance, and you don't need to tip a robot.
What would be the potential downsides of this? Obviously, if it's raining, you can't get drone delivery, right?
As of right now.
As of right now?
Yes.
What other limitations should customers know about?
The only other limitations, again, is if you order more than 8.8 pounds. It'll get delivered to you, but it'll take 2 flights.
We had to check it out for ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
There's our pizza. It is so high in the air, higher than I thought.
It traveled about half a mile to us in the air for about 3 minutes.
That is super cool. So we ordered our pizza to the park here. No need to find the driver. It drops it right onto the grass from 200 feet in the air, and it still feels hot.
And Little Caesars isn't the only company getting into drone delivery. In select markets, you can order groceries from Walmart to be delivered by drone. And Amazon launched Prime Air in 8 U.S. cities. As for Little Caesars, they say this experiment here in Wiley is just a slice of things to come.
Still hot, in perfect condition.
I do like the no tipping part on that one. Shoppers lined up early to try to get their hands on the latest internet craze. It's not a pizza from a drone. At 7:30, they were out there. The store didn't open until 10 in Regina. What are they looking for? The Nido, a kind of stress relief toy that's gotten huge in popularity thanks to the interwebs.
We got here around 7:50. It was pretty long. We were probably around like the little curve down there. Now I have 6.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, the Dream Drops.
Why is that your favorite?
Because they feel super nice.
Store doesn't anticipate demand to go down anytime soon. How many can we put you down for, Kayleen? 3, 4? 7?
You know what? My sister-in-law has one, and I go over. It's very satisfying to play with. It is fun, so I kind of understand the craze, but lining up hours early.
I've seen the story 3 times on this network. I still don't know what they actually look like. I see the box.
It's kind of like a stress ball. It's less foam, more gel kind of thing.
Okay.
They're fun.
All right.
They're neat. All right, let's turn our attention outside to these current temperatures. We're seeing more of that light blue color over in Alberta, where we're still going to be seeing some of those double-digit temperatures into the afternoon. Saskatchewan and Manitoba, not so lucky today. We're seeing temperatures really go down into the afternoon. The morning, though, not so bad. -7 in Stony Rapids, -1 in La Ronge, 0 degrees through Spiritwood, Prince Albert, Nipawin, Hudson Bay, and Buffalo Narrows. Down in the south, some of these temperatures have been fluctuating a little bit, especially Regina. We've been seeing it go up and down right right now. It is down 0 degrees, although we were up to about 2 degrees about 30 minutes ago. Still at 2 degrees, Saskatoon, the Battlefords, Moose Jaw. 4 degrees down through East End this hour, 3 degrees in Assiniboia and Weyburn, and 4 degrees in Estevan. Later on into the afternoon, you're just seeing a whole lot of 6s on your screen, which is again far below that seasonal average, but we'll take a look at that in just a moment. 6 degrees though for the Battlefords, Prince Albert, Saskatoon, Regina, Moose Jaw, Weyburn and Estevan. 5 degrees for Yorkton expected, and 7 degrees on tap for Swift Current. Again, we're seeing a lot of those wind icons, especially down in the south, even through central Saskatchewan today, though. We are going to be seeing some winds gusting up to about 55 kilometers per hour for some areas, so be prepared for that. We talked about it being below the average. By how much? Well, 16.3 is the average temperature on this day, May 4th, for Regina, and 16.1 is the average in Saskatoon. Last year on this day, Regina reached 29.2 degrees, almost touched that record of 29.4 degrees back in the year 1918, and that was also the record-setting year in Saskatoon when they reached 30.0 degrees. Let's turn our attention now to that 7-day forecast. Still cooler tomorrow for your Tuesday, 6 degrees, still seeing higher wind gusts. They do go down on Wednesday when we see that sun coming out and temperatures going back up to double digits. 14 degrees by Thursday, 17 degrees by Friday, 16 degrees for your Saturday and Sunday. In Saskatoon, up to about 8 degrees tomorrow, a little bit more sunshine on tap. 11 degrees for your Wednesday, 16 degrees by Thursday, up to 18 degrees by Friday. A little bit more of the cloud cover expected that we're seeing on our radar on that day. 16 degrees by Saturday and 17 degrees by Sunday. Not talking about a whole lot of precipitation in our 7-day forecast either. Mother's Day is just around the corner, and if you're racking your brain on what to get your mom, but you haven't figured it out yet, don't worry. DIY expert Denise Wild has you covered with some easy gift ideas. Good morning.
Good morning, Kayleen. Yes, lots of great ideas for mom. Let's celebrate those amazing mother figures in our lives.
All right, let's dive in. First off, you have a gift basket with all the essentials mom will love.
Absolutely. So let's curate a beautiful basket with things that she will love, whether it's practical or frivolous or, just anything to make her smile. This is all from Giant Tiger. They always have great gifts for mom, whether it's home decor, bathroom and beauty essentials, matching mommy and me pajama sets. They make it so easy to find something special for mom. And of course, they always have low prices that Canadians trust. You can shop your local Giant Tiger or shop online at gianttiger.com. And, this is my mom and my daughter. We have put them in matching pajamas from Giant Tiger. And then this awesome beauty organizer, too, where she can stash all of her goodies inside.
Wow, that looks fabulous. And if there's one thing moms want most, it's a night off.
Yes, absolutely. Moms have worked their whole lives for others. So let's give her a practical gift that'll make her life easier. This is Heart to Home Meals. It's a Canadian service that delivers chef-created, nutritious meals right to the door for seniors. Their drivers even come home, come inside. Basically, what you're doing is you're giving mom a night off, getting her stuff that's prepared. This is, even if you're preparing meals for her that she can heat up herself, it's just about thinking about mom and way to make life easier for her.
I love that one. Absolutely, making it easy. All right, what about a gift that's a little more personalized?
Right, so let's decorate a mug for mom. You can use oil-based paint or oil-based marker to dress up a mug for mom, put it in the microwave to seal it in. You're gonna follow the instructions. As long as what you're using is oil-based, you can do like a graphic modern kind of design, or you can give the markers or the paints to the kids and let them go artistically crazy. Just something that she'll be able to keep and use forever. Again, as long as you're using oil-based paints or markers, then you follow the instructions in order to make it dishwasher safe.
All right, we only have about 30 seconds left, but you have another keepsake to share?
Yes, 30 seconds. Take your kid's handprint, cut it out of construction paper, add some googly eyes and shapes to make little animal characters. I'm making a flamingo and a butterfly out of my daughter's hands. These can be fun characters that you just put on the fridge and then eventually can go in the keepsake bin. Kids grow so fast, so having that handprint is really extra special.
Well, I hope my husband and my daughter are watching this morning for some ideas. Thank you so much for your time,
Exactly.
Denise.
Thank you. Bye, Kayleen.
Well, it has been a morning of spins and serious strength over at YQR Pole Academy. So let's check back in with Janelle Lippi and see if she sticks the landing.
All right, well, we have had a ton of fun here this morning. I think I've mastered the pirouette, but of course, we've got more to try, and Rhonda is with me. Rhonda, what are we doing this time?
We're gonna learn a fireman's spin.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do is stand next to your pole, bring that top hand nice and high. The bottom hand is gonna reach underneath and across. And we're going to swing out that outside leg, and that outside ankle is gonna hook on the pole. We're gonna need some momentum for this though.
Okay.
So we're gonna lean out, hook that leg on the pole, and let ourselves spin around the pole. Ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3.
Yes!
That was awesome.
Woo!
You're a natural.
All right. Should we do it one more time just for good luck?
That's right, we should.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Nice and high on that inside hand, outside hand across the body. Lean out, and we're gonna lean forward, hook the foot, and spin.
Yes! I'm feeling good. It takes so much arm muscle to do.
Yeah.
So for people like me just starting, what do those beginner classes look like, Rhonda?
So in our beginner series class, you're gonna learn how to walk around the pole, how to do some basic spins. We do a little bit of conditioning and strength training, and we also get you to put everything together and do a little dancing to some music. It's great, it's good fun.
All right, well, these classes sound like a ton of fun, and they are beginner friendly if you want to try this out just like me. Also gain some arm muscle because it does take a lot.
Absolutely.
This is a perfect way to get some exercise into your day. Thank you so much, Rhonda.
You're very welcome.
Time for Why Do We Say That, where we learn the story and the meaning behind common everyday phrases we've been using for years. Today, we are asking, why do we say, rest on your laurels? Jeremy, let's start with you.
Okay, well, I know laurels is another term for like rewards or kudos. Right? So if you get kudos or rewards and you rest on them, means you're fine with that. You're just going to take it easy now. You don't have to strive for anything greater. You've already got what you came for.
I really like that. Kaylin, you had an idea during the break.
I have no idea where this could have come from. To me, it almost sounds nautical. I said maybe it was pirates, I don't know, saying rest on ye laurels. I don't know.
Jeremy's right. It does have to do with an award, and I think it goes all the way back to, like, I think it's some sort of Olympic tie. Let's find out what our expert has to say.
Well, this one comes from the Olympics, and specifically the ancient Olympics, the ones that were held in ancient Greece. And at the time, the winners of competitions in ancient Greece weren't given medals, but they were given crowns that were made out of laurel leaves. So this was a sign that you had won a competition, you'd earned your laurels. And so the idea is that if you're resting on your laurels, you've won one competition and you've decided that that's good enough. We've taken that as a sign that if you're resting on your laurels, you're really paying attention to past glories. You're dining out on an achievement you had a long time ago, and really you need to go out and earn something fresh.
So not one single pirate?
Just once, Noel. Could you tell us it's about pirates?
No pirates at all.
Just not a single one?
All right, full points. That was Why Do We Say That?
We're just hours away from the biggest fashion event of the year, the Met Gala. But the night, not without controversy. Posters reading, "Boycott the Bezos Met Gala," appearing near the museum, referring to Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, who's said to have spent millions sponsoring the event. Some celebrities reportedly not attending amid criticism over Amazon's business practices and government contracts, including work with immigration enforcement. Others argue the event feels increasingly tone-deaf at a time of growing economic inequality. Tickets to the gala cost $100,000 and help raise money for the museum's Costume Institute. New York's mayor typically attends, but Mayor Mamdani turning down the invite, saying he appreciates the Met, but his focus is on affordability and making the most expensive city in the United States affordable. Nevertheless, the red carpet will be a who's who of celebrity and style. This year's dress code, fashion is art.
I think it's exciting because it's such a broad theme. It's whatever piece of art or imagery or culture speaks to someone qualifies as being on theme.
The gala is being co-chaired by Beyoncé, Nicole Kidman, and Venus Williams, alongside Vogue's former editor-in-chief, Anna Wintour. She famously helped inspire the character Miranda Priestley, played by Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada.
I hope that's not what you're wearing to the dinner. That's all.
The sequel has already grossed more than $230 million at the global box office during its debut weekend. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Now we meet the TSA officer who never lets the job get him down. In fact, he can't even seem to get enough of it.
And his support showed him their appreciation this week as he celebrated a big milestone birthday. Here's ABC's Danny New.
Happy birthday, Dad.
A surprise birthday party.
Happy birthday to you.
To celebrate a man who really loves his job.
I've met some wonderful people here that I'll never forget.
A few days out from his 90th birthday, Lawrence Santucci is believed to be the oldest TSA officer in the country. However, as one of his longtime coworkers puts it,
this is a man who is 90 years old and can probably outwork all of us.
Morning, ladies.
The Army veteran first joined California's John Wayne Airport back in 2008, but only after, as he tells KABC, first testing out his strength.
You have to be able to carry weights, right? 60 pounds. So I went to Dick's Sporting Goods. I put 260 pounds. I was walking around Dick's Sporting Goods, right, with these weights.
Nearly 2 decades later, and Lawrence is still proudly serving travelers.
How you doing, sir?
And tries instilling his positive attitude in his younger colleagues.
If you say good morning and they say, what's so good about it? You're here, son, right? Or miss, you're here, right? And it's going to be a beautiful day, and you're going to help people here. And that's our job.
Happy birthday to you.
So this week, those colleagues, as well as friends and family, gathered to honor this grandfather of 4.
My dad is so special. He always puts people first and our country first before himself.
But if you ask Lawrence,
my heart feels so good right now.
If he plans on retiring anytime soon?
What am I going to do if I retire? Sit down?
Now, Lawrence may not have a retirement age in mind, but during his birthday speech, he revealed that his grandma lived to 101, so his biggest ambition, he says, is to get to 102. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Good to have goals.
I mean, I respect it, but my plan is to retire at 40, and I have the plan to sit the rest of my life. So, I mean, different paths.
Oh, boy. Wow. Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm just, the Met Gala texts that are going to come from her. Let's get to our last sidebar of the day. I'm going to purposely not answer your texts and then have Siri read them all. Systematic.
I'm going to take a bet as to how many texts I'm going to send in the group chat tonight. It's going to be upwards of 100. I hope everybody puts their phones on mute.
Can't wait for that. They are testing a new mode of travel in New York City. Jeremy, would you do this? Would you take this to downtown Saskatoon to the studio, an electric taxi?
Absolutely, I would. The way I look at it is if they approve it, then it's got to be safe, right?
I choose life.
It's kind of how my wife thinks of reality television. Well, they won't let you die on the show.
Right? Eat the scorpions.
That's what I say, too.
Bungee jump off this thing. Well, they won't let you die.
Nah.
It takes about 10 minutes to get to Manhattan from JFK, which is apparently a fairly reasonable, sizable difference.
Yeah, I would bet. I mean, all the traffic there. Whew. All right. What's old is new again, especially when it comes to fashion and beauty. This mom says people thought her son and his friends were cute older ladies thanks to their hair. Yeah, it seems a lot.
I didn't get it.
Yeah,
okay.
No, a lot of teen boys are channeling the characters from the Golden Girls for their inspiration. Mom says that now that someone has pointed it out, she just can't unsee it.
Which one of them is Blanche?
I mean, I see it from behind. It makes sense.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh, the trends.
That's great.
We've shown some bad hair on the show today. The bowl cut guy.
Yeah.
Now this. Is that our thing for the week?
Yeah.
Is that our thing for the week? That wind is going to continue all day. It's her fault. It's not ours. So we're going to take a time out. We'll be back with you in about 21 hours. We'll see you then.